What's a porn star's favourite film?
I don't know.
Lord of the Cock Rings.
Every week. Every fucking week.
That was a good one.
It wasn't. Hit the fucking button. Hit the intro.
Good evening, Internet.
Welcome back to another episode of In the Doghouse, the podcast where both the hosts are cunts and the studio's a shithole.
You're not wrong. You're not fucking wrong.
Right, ready? Housekeeping.
Right, don't buy merch. Just don't buy it. Don't go to the website.
You going for the reverse psychology thing?
Reg, what's the website?
www.inthedoghousepodcast.uk.
Yeah, so don't go to it. Don't buy it.
Don't do that.
Unless you're a qualified piece of shit. Yeah, we got shirts,
Hats.
polos.
Flags. Who would have thought people wanted flags?
It's a strange thing. I suppose I like a flag. I was going to bring the samples around for you to look at, but I left them at home on the dining room table like a useless cunt.
How many beers do you have before you got here, Marlon?
None.
What?
I've been fucking flat out today, mate.
Your version and my version of flat out are probably two very different things.
Yeah.
I couldn't even pick up our fucking guest on time because I was flat out.
Yeah, I wasn't that flat out.
All right, there we go. Sweet, yeah. Air fresheners, all that good shit. Get on the fucking website, order some merch, be a legend, help us do the shit.
Unless you're like a
actually,
cunt.
I mean, don't do that. No, don't help us achieve the things we want to get done this year.
That's it. Fuck off. Patrons, as always, you keep the podcast going. Join. Give us money.
Is that your sales pitch?
Yeah.
Don't go into sales. Yeah, I was bumped into someone in the pub the other day and he was like, they were all pointing at him, like a load of blokes, like, he's not a patron, he listens, but he's not a patron. I was like, sorry, mate, don't worry about it. He was like, but you said on the last one, if you're not a patron and I see you at the pub, you're going to kick me in front of a bus. And I was like, yeah.
Come on, let's go outside.
It's 11 o'clock at night, the buses have stopped running, you're safe for now.
But next time.
Next time. Yeah, so you can join the Patreon from £1.25 a month, all the way up to £6 a month if you want to be an absolute true scumbag, get 10% off the merch. Join the Discord where shit is always popping. And yeah, like this episode, you can ask some guest questions if you'd like. So yeah, so hop on there. That'd be fucking
That's
great.
it. If you want to help us to grow, that is how we grow with more money and we can do stupid shit.
Yeah, we got some plans in the works, like we said, for this year. So every fucking penny really helps. So just help make a better show. Thank you, because we can't afford to eat otherwise. Right, who sponsors this episode, Marlon?
Sean the Chef!
My God, what an episode to sponsor Sean the Chef, you absolute fucking champion. Do you like sweet shit, Marlon?
I love sweet shit.
Honestly, and if you like sweet things, sweet anything, cookies, brownies, cheesecakes, fuck me, the man will even come round to your house and cook you a full fucking roast, the legend.
Oh, mate, I had a Caramac cheesecake over Christmas. That is hands down the best cheesecake I've ever fucking had.
Honestly, I buy a box for my family when it's their birthday. It's just like hands down the best gift you can ever give.
Oh.
Bought the old man some £90 whiskey glasses, like, I don't know, last year or something. I bought my sister a box from Sean the Chef, and he was like, oh, fucking hell, where's mine? So yeah, you can check him out at Sean the Chef 1 on Instagram. He's tagged in the post. He's in the fucking pinned this, that, and the other.
Link
you
in
fucking
bio.
know he's in the
Everywhere.
Yes, you know. So yeah, check him out. He's a fucking legend. Right. Marlon, who do we have on tonight?
Reg, tonight we've got a very special guest. Mr. Dick Bush.
Dick Bush, welcome to the studio. Welcome to the Doghouse.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you for coming down, mate. I was just saying earlier, I didn't quite realise how far you'd driven to be here.
About 200 miles. I drove
Many
200 miles
to
today.
come down to this shitty little garage on the middle of the
It's a fucking studio, mate.
No, man, we really appreciate you coming down. Thank you so much. Yeah, before we get into it, I just want to say, I said to you, Marlon, I pull up in the Note, the Note SE, also known as the Note Sexy Edition.
It's a very sexy car.
Right, well, Dick Bush has said it's a sexy car. I'm going to take that and run with it.
Yeah, he knows what sexy is.
When it comes up for sale, I shall write in the advert, Dick Bush qualifies this as
Dick Bush approved.
Sexy Edition.
When it comes to sexy cars, Look no further than a critique from Dick Bush.
The beige note. Yeah, so you came down in a fucking Toyota Supra.
It's a very comfy car.
Yeah.
Honestly. He was like, I'm just going to get something out of the car a minute.
That's it. It is the new shape, isn't it?
Yeah. He was like, I'm just going to get something out of the car a minute. I was like, where are you? He's like, oh, just down on the end. At no point did he say, it's the sick fucking Toyota Supra on the end. I drove past. I was like, oh my God. Never have I felt so small in my manhood, in my note. It's like, Dick's just getting something out of the fucking back of the car.
I'm sure that's not true.
Didn't take you long, did it? Fuck's sake. It's just kick Reg is what we do on this podcast. Just kick him. Oh, mate. How has your week been?
It's been busy. Every week tends to be busy. I've been writing Star Wars Episode 3.
Gets me every time.
And I had to do a rewrite of our Lord of the Rings parody that we're doing for Rebecca Goodwin.
What is the name for the Lord of the Rings parody?
Lord of My Rings. Which you'll be able to see on rebeccagoodwin.co.uk.
Look at this absolute plug.
That
Shameless.
is-
Shameless.
Get it in there.
Get it in.
Yeah, but what's cool is that a lot of her stuff is free on her page. Like, you pay the subscription and it's like right there.
Oh,
like
so
the first 2 episodes of Star Wars is for everyone.
Star Wars.
What was that website again?
that would be rebeccagoodwin.co.uk.
It's like Wu-Tang is for the children. Star Wars is for everyone. Oh, mate. So this is like, just quickly, what is like the general week in a week of Dick Bush look like?
I would say a general week. Well, there are 2 kinds of weeks for me. One is producing content for Rebecca Goodwin
Yeah.
and doing some writing, doing a lot of editing and uploading to her OnlyFans. Or I'm working for Brazzers.com and Digital Playground, and we're shooting movies and scenes for them.
Sounds
What
like...
a life.
I'm going to say, what a life. But then again, I mean, obviously it's a job, but do you just see it as this is work now? I mean, you must like enjoy it, but it's just
It's work.
It's just,
like, it's great when if I get to be creative and make something cool, which, isn't just ordinary.
like Star Wars.
Star Wars,
The Lord
exactly.
of my Ring.
Lord of my Ring.
What was the Sherlock Holmes parody you were saying a minute ago?
Sherlock Bones. Oh, and he does.
Do you know what? I never thought I'd laugh at puns so much in my life.
Have you noticed, though, how a lot of porn films these days, especially the parodies, they don't go for the very punny names.
No,
they go for
that's
just
just-
ordinary title plus XXX.
Or just like stepsister gets fucked in the ass over a Camaro or something like
Sure,
that.
but a good title always tells you what it does,
I'm waiting for John Dick to come out.
Oh, don't give him ideas! Don't give him ideas! Oh man, what about you, Marlon? How's your fucking week been, mate?
It's been all right, mate. Fucking busy. Work
Yeah?
is busy. Hideously busy. I did, however, I got the push bike ready.
You got a push iron.
Push bike ready.
What about all the motorbikes that you have and don't ride?
Nah, fuck them. It's too cold at the minute.
You are a fair weather biker, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't like the wet, mate. But I got my push bike ready because I am actually going out. I'm going to make myself thin-ish.
You are.
Yeah.
You've been saying
out
this for
with,
2 years that we've been doing this for.
Well, I bumped into Chris last night, didn't I? He's a listener. And he's like, "Right, come out of us. Like, we do some jogging, get on a fucking bike. There's a couple of us." I was like, all right, let's fucking do it. Because if I don't do it now, I'm not going to do it and then I'm going to die.
What a fucking bleak outlook on life.
I drink too much, I eat shit, so let's fucking sort it out.
Well,
What is a push bike? What are we talking about here? I'm imagining like a scooter or something.
are we talking 2 different languages? here?
Maybe.
Push bike.
It's a mountain bike.
like
just
a
a bike.
a bicycle, yeah.
Why do you have to call it a push bike?
Is this a local thing?
Maybe. I've never heard a bike called a push
I know
bike.
in the north they call it a push iron.
What?
Well, yeah, the north's a bit strange.
They call it a push iron up north. I don't know why they call it that, but yeah.
I've seen sex toys called that.
don't want to see a picture of either it or being used.
It's very solid.
Hey, fucking Matt.
You ain't gonna dent that now, are you? So yeah, you're gonna get
yeah.
thin, man.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Try to.
Sorted a shitload of merch out again this week. But yeah, just been a bit fucking normal.
A bit normal.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds better than my week.
Oh, go on.
So I've had a great week.
Have you fixed your P38 yet?
No, I've retired that to the shed.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, that Range Rover is kind of like, I'm going to get round to it at some point. I don't know whether I'm just going to fucking scrap the shit or not. But
Fuck your life! Bing bang!
Yeah, I feel a bit like that. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, no, aside from the Range Rover, I had a new debit card turn up this week. And I was like, oh, awesome, cool. Like, just, that little win. Oh, nice, little new shiny credit card that's not bent to the shape of my ass like the rest of them are. So I was like, sweet, okay, right, looked at it. I was like, all right, cool. Got the old credit card out, debit card, sorry. Cut it up into pieces, chucked that in the bin. Went down a pub. Sweet, I'll have 2 pints of gold and whatever else I was buying. Went to beat me card. And
Declined.
yeah, declined. I was like, all right, no worries. I'll get another card out. No, it don't work. Of course, I've only got one card that I use all the time, and the rest of them are kind of like credit cards that I use for fucking big purchases and whatever else. Yeah, and then I went to use my phone. I was like, oh, obviously it's on contacts on my phone. Went to beat that, didn't work. So what did I do, Mal? What I did was I cut up the wrong fucking card. Oh my god!
You useless cunt.
Oh, I can't believe it. I didn't check when the bit of paper come through to see this is your card for account number ending in. So I did was I've been sent another card for an account that I just don't use. I don't know why. I immediately thought it was like the account like you. Oh, fuck, I was fucking savage. Luckily, I managed to find something on my phone.
Does dog get carer's allowance?
No, she doesn't. She fucking should. She should if I tell you what happened in a minute. So, aside from that, I'm thinking about giving up cars entirely. I'm going to buy myself a push bike, which is...
You should get yourself a push bike.
It's already in the vernacular now. You're going to go back home and be like, I've got a push bike. Fuck you on about. Yeah, so I'm going to give up car ownership. So I was leaving the pub the other night. Absolutely shit. No, I'm joking. No, it wasn't. No, I left the pub.
Can we get a horse and cart?
I literally had a pint because I was driving. And I went to pull out of a junction. I let the clutch up in the Note SE Sexy Edition as certified by Dick Bush. And I just heard this almighty bang. I was like, oh, in the ever-living fuck was
How
that?
have you broke?
Oh, so I put my foot down. Like that. I was like, got no drive. Went to second. Nothing. Just nothing. So I just coasted it into the Gurney Slade Stores car park. Shout out to Gurney Slade Stores.
We're not going to get sponsored by a shop every fucking week.
The amount of money I spend in there, I fucking should do. Anyway, so I look underneath the car.
You've been at the horse and jockey then?
I'll show you the picture. You'll love this. So I looked underneath the car and I find this. I'll put it on the Discord for everyone else to see. That is a Snaps drive shaft.
Oh, I thought you were out hunting vampires or something.
Yeah.
But looking at that, that's been broken for a while.
If you look very closely, the only piece of clean metal on that is about here. The rest of it is all rusted. So what it was, there's been this knock on the car for ages whenever I go over a bump. So what I think is the drive shaft had sort of cracked like that. And so it was going round oscillating almost like that. And every time I went over a bump, it would hit something, some sort of suspension component in the car. Just let the clutch out. Wasn't even anything mad. If I was doing like a fat burnout, in my 1 litre, 1.4 note, like the absolute fucking Paul Walker wannabe that I am. Yeah. And
I hope you got that fucking sorted under warranty, Mule.
no, I rang him up and he was like, fuck off. Bought for cash, wasn't it? No warranty implied or given. So to be fair to my own mechanical ingenuity, I had it repaired in under a day. Absolute dream.
I hope so, because it's a half-hour job, mate.
Fucked it. What? Yeah. Well, you say that. It was I think I broke the ABS sensor a little bit, but which is kind of what I did was I broke the bracket that the ABS sensor sat in. On there's like a squeezy thing, isn't it? If you know what I mean.
It goes into the back of the bearing.
That's it. Yeah. So I pushed it in, and it was like quite loose. So what I did was I cut up a Monster can and just kind of used that as a metal shim and just sort of banged it in there so it was tight. Fucking word. ABS lighting on. What an absolute dream. I'll never sell this car on the podcast, will I? Fucking hell. I've had it in like 2 weeks and I've already fucking bombed the fuck out of it. So yeah. That
As
was
fixed by MacGyver.
a fucking idiot is what it is. But yeah, that's pretty much my week. So yeah, cut up the wrong credit card and fucking broke the note.
I'm going to fill that form in for a doll. See if we can get something for you, mate.
Errors allowance, you cunt. Right, should we get into the guest questions for Mr. Dick Bush?
Let's go. Go to drink.
Okay, I do have a cocktail, a signature cocktail, which because I like making cocktails. I also like making up
Well, if we
cocktails.
finish up early enough, we can get in a cocktail bar in town. Let's go.
Sure, okay.
All right, thank you for everyone for listening. It's been great.
So I once went to a bar and I asked the bartender to make me a drink called the Porn Director.
Oh, so
I
not
said-
the porn star.
No, I said, just you make it up, but I want it to be called the Porn Director. And he brought me back this bright green drink.
Oh,
And I was like, whoa, okay. Had a little taste. It was the greatest drink I've ever tasted in my entire life.
right. We need
Yeah, we need the
ingredients.
Okay.
Oh.
I do actually keep, because I told him,
He keeps
can
it
you
on the-
write,
it's in
can
his
you
wallet.
write it down?
It's in his wallet for the listeners. He's literally got his wallet out now.
This was about maybe 12 years ago.
It looks like...
Yeah, it's old.
Holy shit.
Oh, wow.
That
This-
looks like one of the newspapers that when the Titanic sank.
As you can see, it's like a food order note slip where people write their things on, but he
Very-
wrote the ingredients to
I
this
feel
down.
like I should be wearing cotton gloves.
Why hasn't it turned to dust yet?
1 Midori, 1 triple sec, juice of 1 lemon, and 2 tablespoons of... Do you know?
Maraschino.
Maraschino
That's a
syrup.
cherry.
Yeah. So that is the porn star.
Yeah.
So what makes it green? The Midori?
The Midori is bright green. That's a melon liqueur.
What? Where in the...
The triple sec is an orange.
Shag, you're on the Mendips. You ain't going to find that fucking anywhere.
No, you don't. And I won't bring this out until I say, do you have Midori?
Oh, yeah.
And if they say, yes, we do, I'm like, you will be able to make this, no problem. If they look at me like I'm some kind of...
Medora who?
What?
He pulls out the recipe from one of those Pokemon card sleeves. Like, be
But that's
careful.
always fun. Yeah,
It's
I pull
graded.
this out and I'm like, can you make this for me?
Be careful. It's graded PSA 10, this little food order.
I should get it laminated.
Yes.
shouldn't I?
Yes. Or even better, just write it down on your fucking phone as a note.
Oh, it's on my phone and it's in my head. Like, I'll never forget it. But it's just fun, like handing them this. They get so confused. Like what
This
is
has been
this? What are you
passed
doing?
down from generations. The porn director.
My great grandfather gave this to me.
When you said it's a drink called the porn director, I thought it was just going to be pure bitterness, so just like straight gin. All right, mate. This is like the most apt question ever. We ask everyone this. What is your favorite category on Pornhub?
It's probably got to be massive boobs.
Massive boobs.
Like everyone who knows me knows that I'm a boob guy.
Hell yeah.
How big are we talking? Marlon is also a massive tip man.
So obviously, too big is too big.
Yeah.
It's in the phrase. The clue is two. What I like is sort of it fits in your entire hand.
All right, the
Like
standard
if you
British,
just literally, if you do that, that's
Yeah.
the standard British handful. That's how I refer to it. That's
Sure.
that's
what's
my.
nice is that everyone has a different hand size.
Yeah.
So there's someone for everyone out there. If you think about it, which is quite beautiful.
What a beautiful
yeah.
sentiment. All right, last question.
Most mental thing to happen on a night out.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm not. Do you want like a whole story?
We are here for the long haul. It's like a 2-hour podcast, man. We're good.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Because I remember
he's
you
he's
sending me-
readjusted
yeah.
his mic arm as well.
And I was like, do I say this story? Do I say this story? Okay. So, I'm not going to mention any names.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I've got a few questions later on from some of our audience that I'm like, obviously, don't mention any names.
I'm at an awards do. It's
Oh.
in England.
Okay, I'm trying to narrow down what that would be.
Well, it's the Shafters.
Okay.
It's the,
I thought it was going to be. I just wanted you to say it.
it's the Television X Soft and Hard Adult Film and Television Awards. The
That is
Shafters.
fucking brilliant.
Soft and I'm sorry, we're children.
During the evening, I make out with this girl, and we are going back in a taxi to a hotel room that I have for the evening. Turns out she arrived with some other guy,
Oh.
so he's sort of like tagging along in a sort of like,
Oh no.
But then a good friend of mine is like, "Can I come as well?" I'm like,
God.
"Sure, okay."
Yeah, more the merrier.
So how? At which point we are? Can you describe how many males and females are there at the moment?
There's one female,
One female and
there's-
3
and
males.
3 guys.
Okay, right.
And
It's like
we are going back to this
like
like
Rolf-
Travelodge,
like Rolf Harris. Can you tell what it is yet?
and it becomes obvious that me and this pal of mine that I know and this girl are gonna have some kind of weird threesome.
Yeah.
The other guy who she arrived with is just like we're trying to get rid of him actively. We are
You
trying.
absolute bastards.
We are saying, well, she is mostly just saying, can you not just get in and go somewhere? Just go home. Just go home.
Is this just a man for the evening, or is this a partner, or do you
No,
not? You don't
partner.
know. Right.
It's someone
okay.
who she sort of came to the evening with. I think they're from the same hometown. They got the train down. He cannot just go home. He has to wait for a
shit.
train. The awards are in London. He lives not in London.
Okay. Is said woman part of the? Is she there for the awards?
Yeah.
She is up for an
Yeah.
award.
Yeah, everyone there is in the
Right. In the
industry.
industry. Right. There's no
yeah.
hangers on like me and him. Like,
Private event.
Oh, right, yeah.
How do we get tickets?
you don't is the answer.
So we're trying to get rid of him. He's like, I can't go anywhere. Like I'm with you. Like we were gonna spend the evening together. If I can't just, you can't leave me on the street.
Your man was on a promise.
So he's in the taxi. The other 3 of us are in the taxi. We're going. She's like berating him because he forced himself into the taxi. This poor guy. I'm finding this so fucking funny.
You horrible bastard.
I'm so drunk at this point too. And we get back to the hotel, and there's some kissing between me and her, kissing between her and this other guy. And this guy is just like stood there, and
Oh no.
and she says, "Just wait in reception."
There's a vending machine down there.
This is really annoying. Can you just go wait in reception?
The worst part is that she's got off with you, but you've tagged your fucking mate along, so it's not even like Shagnuts over there. Is he's got.
Can I have a little go?
Yeah, no, she's come with him, but it's now like, nah, I've got over this guy and his mate's all right, and you're just fucking,
Scum.
surplus to requirements.
Go down to reception.
So we leave him in reception, and we go into the room. And me and him are just finding this so weird and funny. We attempt some kind of we attempted, but we're just laughing at this whole situation of the evening has turned into. It's not really sexual at this point. It's just weird and funny. And then we get this little knock on the door,
No.
and he's like
Like a little
come in.
mouse.
I can't just stay out in reception. So he comes in.
No.
And she says,
No.
"Look, just wait in the bathroom."
I thought you were going to say sit in the corner facing the press. I don't even want you to watch.
Just wait in the bathroom. And he's like, "Fine." He goes in the bathroom. Again, we're like trying to start anything kind of sexual, but it is just too fucking weird. And I cannot stop laughing at the situation that we found ourselves in.
But nothing kills a heart on like laughter.
And he comes out saying, "This is ridiculous. Why am
I love how he finally gets the bollocks to tell you this is bullshit.
I came with you this evening. Why are you having sex with these 2 guys?" She's like, "Oh my God, you're so annoying." And and her and this other guy go into the bathroom and they start banging
Right.
in the bathroom. And I'm left with this guy.
It's the taxi
And,
conversation, isn't it? Busy night drive.
Yeah, it's like, all right. Yeah. Oh, they're at it, aren't they? Oh. Suddenly turned into Ricky Gervais from The Office. Wow, they are. Oh, they're going for it, aren't they?
Ooh.
And
You're on.
he's just looking uncomfortable. There's some chit chat, and I'm just like, my eyes are trying to hold back the tears from laughter.
Oh my God.
And they come out of the bathroom,
Yeah.
like done, and it's so late at this point as well. And we get in bed, the three of us. Like he's like let's just go to.
Where's Shagnuts to?
He's sitting in the corner still.
And yeah, and he was like, well, where am I supposed to sleep?
No.
And she says, I don't know, just in the chair. Just sleep in the chair. He's like, I can't sleep sat in a chair. Just, I don't know, lie across the bed like a dog or something.
At this point, just if it was when it gets to the point of don't get in a taxi, I'd just be like, all right, no worries. I'll just go find a fucking hotel somewhere else.
That's it. Check myself in and go to bed.
Oh my fucking God. So please don't tell me that he led across the bottom of the bed like a dog.
Yep, no, he did for a little bit.
No!
I hope you kicked him out.
It's like cuck porn. And then there's lie on the
Like a
lie
dog.
on the bottom of the bed like a dog.
So there's some activity in the bed, you know, with us. And
And he's just getting jabbed by toes.
and he's eventually like, oh guys, this is just really weird. And she gets really furious. She's like, why did you come back? Like what?
It was
what are
weird 4 hours
What
ago.
are you even doing here?
I love how she just burnt that relationship to the ground over one night.
Everyone eventually falls asleep. In the morning, this friend of mine leaves first. And so it's me
Clever,
and her
clever.
and this other guy. And she calls this other male friend of hers to come and pick her up.
Oh no. That's just
And
Yes,
so
poor bloke.
she's getting ready. She's getting dressed and stuff.
do you want a bucket or a
And-
ladle for the salt
and
that
the
you're rubbing in
guy-
the wound?
Is also like, he didn't get undressed. He's just like, I don't think he even slept really. He cried himself to sleep maybe. I don't know.
This is so horrible.
And she was saying, yeah, so my friend is going to come and pick me up and drive me home. And he's like, right, so am I coming with you? And she says, well, he's got a 2-seater.
Oh my God.
And I'm sat on the bed just watching this happen in his little face. And he's just so confused. Like, what am I getting a lift though? Where am I going to sit? And she says, I kid you not. Okay, this is 100% true.
No.
She said she's frustrated. You can see it. And she says, I don't know, just get in the boot.
He sat down at the bottom of the bed like a dog. Get in the fucking boot, Shag.
Like a fucking chihuahua.
And and he's like, I can't go all the way back home in the boot. That's like hours. And she says, well, my friend's here. I'm going to go get the lift. You coming or what? And he's like, no, I can't. What are you talking about?
What do you mean you're coming?
And
Everyone else has. I can't.
and she left without him. And
Oh, no.
And he was like, I don't even know where I am. And I had to get my phone out and say, okay, look, this is the tube station is here. This is where you go. And then you go to this train station. You get a train home.
You fucking good Samaritan.
Just, it was the least I could do. So he left and I laughed for maybe 20 minutes solid.
I'm so glad that you were sober enough to remember this entire tale because
I wrote it down. When I got home, I wrote the entire thing down
this will make the memoirs.
and I told it back to my friend, like and to a little group of us.
Oh,
And everyone, that's a special story that I've never told publicly, by the way.
well, I'm glad because you kept it all anonymous, so no one's feelings are going to get hurt unless anyone that listens to this is part of the part of the fucking tale. What I can't get over about that is that this guy had so many chances to cut his losses and just accept what was going on, but he just wouldn't. He was just like, like a beaten puppy, just like, oh, I guess I'll stay there. Maybe I'll get a little kiss on the way home from the boot.
If I stick my head through the little passenger bit, and would you maybe can I get a hug if I
a tit in my face, or
if I just go through the little ski hatch?
maybe you'll give me a little pat on the head if I.
Oh, it's a good dog last night. Wow.
Oh, mate, we've had some fucking tales for that, but that tops the fucking lot. I thought when you said about like me and a mate, we had a story back along with a Swiss friend of ours who had gone back with a woman, and there was a bloke, and without going into too much, telling the whole fucking story, he ejaculated in her mouth, and then she baby birded into her boyfriend's. Yeah, and he was just like, yeah, cool, right, sandwich, go home.
Wow. Yeah, well, you'd need a sandwich after that. Hold the mayonnaise.
Jesus. Right, let's get one thing out of the way first. Dick Bush, that is your real name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Richard, obviously.
But, I mean, play the hand of cards you dealt.
Yeah,
and play it the best you can.
I just kind of go with the flow.
Yeah.
If my parents want me to be called Richard Bush, Dick Bush, then I'm just going to go with it. A job will find me. Either I was going to be some kind of barber.
Work in a beauty salon. Oh, mate.
Or international award-winning porn director. Which one do I choose?
Yeah, I know. I think it's a pretty simple choice for 99% of the population. I've said before, but my mum had two friends at school. One of them was called Wendy House.
Nice.
Yeah. And
Really?
the other one was called Merry Christmas.
Oh, they knew what they were doing.
I also
evil, isn't it?
my homeopathist. I know I get ripped now for saying that. My homeopathist's husband is
also
called
homeopathist.
They do fake medicine.
Oh, I knew he was going to say that.
It's one of
I knew
those
he was going to say
They got the
that.
bureaus and they got their like little weeds and roots and shit.
You've got
Kind
it.
of,
Yeah.
but then they put like a little bit of something into some water, and then they take like all of the bits out, and then they give you some water, and then they make you pay them money.
Right.
That
So
is-
it's scam art.
have you
That's
seen?
basically
Have you seen the Michelin Web sketch of that, where it's like, I'll have one homeopathic lager and it's a pint of water, and he just puts a drop of lager in it. Oh, that's strong. Anyway, let's not get into what Reg decides to do for his medicine. My homeopathic
Fucking
husband,
nonce.
my homeopathic husband,
Are you all right?
my homeopathist's husband was called, and I think this would be a great porn name, Roger Rogers.
nice.
I know, what a legend.
Roger Rogers. Yes, he does.
So, Dick Bush, you are, take us back to the start, because we've got a lot to fucking cover as to where you started to where you are now. So, how did you get into the pornography
how
and
did
the
you
adult
get to-
industry?
It wasn't something I was searching for. I was at the London Film School doing an MA in filmmaking.
That's quite a prestigious school.
Yeah, like not everyone gets into the London Film School. Looking back, I'm not sure what I was bringing to the table. Enthusiasm, maybe. I don't know.
When you enrolled and you put Dick Bush, they were like, I'm going to see where he's going.
We haven't had one of these. Let's bring him in. Let's bring him in.
Tick that fucking box.
And I had just graduated. We had our graduation party, and a colleague of mine, Alejandro Sesma. It's an international film school, so everyone comes from all over
right.
the world
Right,
to come to be there. He was from Mexico. We called him Alex. Well, not everyone with a Spanish name comes from Mexico.
Well, no, they can come from
be-
Spain too.
Yeah,
Texas.
or anywhere
Or
in
any
South America.
Central South America, yeah.
And he had found work as a production manager at this porn company called Relish in Fulham in London. And he was saying, hey, you should come for an interview to be an assistant editor. We're looking for an assistant editor. Look, you're not going to get the job. We've got lots of other editors coming, professional editors and stuff. But
You're
it's
not
good
gonna
experience
get...
to
right, I
come
see.
for an interview.
Yeah.
Just like
He's
grind
not
you
wrong.
down even more. Come along, you won't fucking get it.
You're not going to get this fucking job, but come along. It'll be a laugh. And And I was like, at the porn place? What? It's like, come down. It'll be a laugh. I'm like, okay, fine. You sort it out. I'll turn up. And throughout the evening, we're drinking because it's graduation party. And we're talking to each other about how we could make like the most awesome porn movies because we went to the London Film School. We're being utter dickheads, okay? We're drunk and we're like going, yeah, we can make it so fucking arty. We could do like black and white shit.
It comes to the end.
Vintage.
Yeah, we could like make it proper dramatic. Like really, we could make porn stars act. Whoa. Yeah, we were being utter wankers that evening. But yeah, I went down for this job interview, spoke with the bosses that owned Relish, Jasper and Harry. Harry, his director name was Hazzabigun.
Why is it with porn and the puns? It just never ends.
Well, porn and puns go together like Scotland and heroin.
I'm going to build that wall.
Shortbread! I meant shortbread!
The worst part is, all he does here is just shit on the Scottish all the time, and I'm trying to defend them, and you haven't fucking help. I'm like, it's not all like train spotting, and you're like, yeah, like Scotland and heroin. For fuck's sake.
And
Fucking jock cunts.
and they
Are you going to build the wall with me as well now?
Keep them out.
and they put me into their editing room
Yeah.
where they have these Avid computers with I don't know if you know editing equipment. Avid is like an editing software.
Right.
And I saw the previous interviewee walk out of the editing room, like they've just been testing him.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was like sweating. He was like, I was like, oh, okay. Oh. I sit down at the computers and I have a sneaky look at what he's just edited
You sly bastard.
because they said, look, you've got 20 minutes. Here's a bunch of footage for a scene. Edit for 20 minutes. We want to see what you can do. They gave me no direction. They were just like, here's the footage. Let's see what you do.
Make something
And
with
you're
it,
like, fresh out of the film school, I'm going to make this arty.
everything goes black and white.
You'd think. I had a sneaky look at what the previous guy had done. He'd edited all of the acting bits leading up to the sex.
The thing is, most people watch the sex, so get the fucking sex right.
So I think surely they know that we can edit a conversation or two. They want to see what we're like at editing the sex.
Yeah.
I'm going to start at the blowjob and just work my way forward from there.
Like 99%
So that's what I do.
of the UK.
So I started the blowjob and 20 minutes, I just edit. I'm just putting these clips down. And 20 minutes later, Harry comes in through the door and says, okay, Rick, how you getting on? And I say, whoa, just hold on. I'm just building up to a big crescendo. Let me just put these two clips down. Oh, no, this won't make sense unless I put this. It's going somewhere. And they drag me off the computer
fun.
and they send me home. And I don't hear anything for 2 days. I practically forget about it. I never thought I was going to get a job or anything. But my this colleague of mine, Alex, he phones me and says, Rick, do you want the job? And I'm like, what
Really?
the editing porn job?
The porn job?
He's like, yeah, do you want the job?
You want me to do the sex thing?
And I'm like, yeah, okay. I mean, I shouldn't turn down an actual job straight out of fucking film school because I know 99% of people who go to film school
Serve Starbucks.
do not get a job straight out when they graduate. So I was like, yeah, okay, sure. And he was busy on editing their previous movie. And so they said, can you rough edit? So an assistant editor will rough edit a movie and then hand it over to the online editor who will then sort of tidy it all up. And
Make everything, polish everything out.
Exactly. But he was busy on this previous movie because there were a lot of audio issues. And I ended up editing the entire movie
Start to
myself.
finish.
Yeah. He was like, I just don't have time. Can you just do it? And I'm like, yeah, I'll just do it. So I edited the entire movie. One of the scenes was the scene that I had edited in the interview as well. So I was like, oh, I know this scene. And and then I told them that I had access to a Steadicam, and they said, "Oh wow, a Steadicam! I don't know how to use a Steadicam." Alex, have you ever used a Steadicam? No, I haven't. Rick, do you want to come film our next movie? I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
sure.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
Yeah, 2 weeks into the job, I'm now filming porn. Which is weird, by the way. Like, you'd think you'd be okay with it because you've seen a lot of porn, but watching...
Being there in the actual midst of it, in the middle of the scene, I expect that is a strange thing.
A little bit, but you don't realize. I didn't realize how strange it was because I'm holding a camera and you have a little view screen and you're watching this, and I've got Harry behind me saying, "Okay, now come in just closer," and he's moving me in. Great. Okay, now come back, just down. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that angle. To hold that for a minute. And I'm like, okay, I'm learning all these angles and stuff for porn, and then I'm there holding this camera, watching this guy and this girl just like plow away. It's like fucking and she's like, and he's like, yeah, go on. And I'm like, yeah, focus, no, this is a great angle. But then you look up from the screen and you see, and they're like right there. They're right there.
They're actually doing sex.
Yeah, and you're like, you just concentrate on the screen. It's
Go
too
back to the
weird.
screen. Go back to the screen.
Concentrate on the screen, and then you're just one bit removed from it. And I remember going home on the tube after that first day filming 2 hardcore sex scenes, soft and hard, thinking, I'm on a tube with all these other people. They have no idea that I've just been filming. All these people have sex.
They got no fucking clue.
They got no fucking clue.
The
mate.
idiots. Scum.
So I was at that company for a couple of years, Relish, and after a year working there, just doing filming, they allowed me to direct some movies, which is cool. For years, for months, I was saying, can we do like an action movie? Can we do something with a storyline instead of...
Like John Dick.
Yeah.
like John Dick.
Straight out of film school. Just, I need more. I want to be creative.
Yeah, exactly. No, you're 100% right.
I mean, after you've seen one person getting fucked, you've seen them all getting fucked, I suppose. So it's
Exactly.
more,
You've got to dress it up.
I want
Yeah.
more. I want to do more.
We need a
I'm capable of
storyline
so
for
much
this.
more.
And they said, no, we can't do an action movie because we don't have the budget. Therefore, it's not going to look good. So we don't want to put out like a shitty looking product. And so we're doing this series called Askapades, which I'm hosting. So I have a briefcase full of money, and then I get people off the street. They're not off the street. They're just porn stars playing people off the street to get to do stuff for money in a sexual way. It's like Challenge Annika, but with a
jobs.
brown briefcase and everything's anal because it's Askapades.
Oh, it just wins on all levels, this does.
So we did first series of Askapades. The second series of Askapades was called Askapades 2 Ask Harder.
These names.
We're shooting Askapades 3 Missionary Impossible. And I filmed this little shootout between me and Alex at the beginning. We're like doing a shootout, and then it's revealed Naked Gun style that we're just like this far away from each other, firing guns. And I get a phone call. I'm like, oh, hold on. And it's from Harry, and he's like, I need 5 more episodes of Askapades. I'm like, I'm on it. And then like the titles go, and that's how you get into it.
You paint such a beautiful picture. I can literally see it in my mind as you're saying it. And this is why you're the director, and I'm a fucking idiot.
And I show this intro to the bosses, and they're like, oh my God, you shot a fucking shootout. But what? How did you do this? And they had a little meeting, and they come into the room a few days later, and they say, Rick, we've decided to give your porno action movie a green light.
Oh, shit.
What do you want to do? And so I write a few scripts, and I'm like, I throw them away, and I'm like, just keep it simple. Okay, let's make a movie called Girls with Guns, and 5 scenes, no dialogue, action sequence at the beginning leads into sex. That's it. It's just cool shootout in different scenarios leads into sex.
Keep it simple,
Fast.
stupid. Yeah.
So no dialogue. It's like Mr. Bean. It's international, no dialogue.
Yeah.
I liken my porn to Mr. Bean there. Not sure I should have. The porn is not like Mr. Bean.
Literally what I was going to say. Oh, mate. So where'd you go from Relish then?
So Relish lost their contract with the adult channel with Playboy, and so they weren't making as much content, so they had to let their production staff go. And the photographer who was working with us whenever we had a shoot, he would come in and
Do the
all the stills and stuff. He had started his production company, and he said, "Oh, Rick, can I pay you to come make my movies?" And I was like, "Okay,
I'm in now. Yeah, let's go.
I'll pay you this much." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
Money. Good.
And so I did that, and we were shooting for Television X, which
Yeah.
we were talking about earlier. So I've done a lot of movies for Television X. And that was for maybe, I think I've shot for Television X for maybe 5 or 6 years, like a long time. We've done a lot of Television X movies.
Just like that's actually like porn movies, not just like these clip scenes that you see on Pornhub or whatever. It's like you say, fully produced.
Yeah, 5 episodes. It tends to be, I don't know why 5. Like in the TV show, you usually get like 6 episodes.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's 5. It tends to be 5, but maybe because they put it on a DVD and that's what fits on a DVD.
DVD, yeah.
Or fitted on a DVD.
Yeah. Oh, God, look how old we are. Back in the days of VHS.
Yeah, well, when I started, people were like beginning to shoot in HD, and we were like going, HD, that's too much for porn. You can't shoot porn in HD. No one wants to see that kind of detail.
I mean, I've said it before, but I can't come unless I can see the disappointment so clearly on her father's face through that fucking HD. Like,
That's it.
just
It's
not
got to be in
happening.
4K.
There you go.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I mean. It's constantly moving forward, always. I mean, HD on all these tube sites now is like you have to pay for it, don't you? I believe.
well, I think everything's generally HD now. It's
Yeah.
4K that you probably have to
Look
pay
how
for.
behind the fucking times I am.
When was the last time you went on Pornhub?
About an hour before I picked Dick up. No, I'm joking.
Well, I was on there this morning, all right, and I can tell you it's all in HD.
So when it comes to like writing scripts and stuff, what's your sort of process?
So there's usually just an idea. Sometimes a producer will say, I want to do this.
And you go, pun name.
A little bit. I'll go, okay. And they'll say, and these are the locations that we have. And I'm like, okay. And it's like a puzzle. Like you've got to, okay, but we're doing this kind of movie, and I've got to make it in these locations. So I'll write a story about that.
So you tailor it to your sets, kind of.
Yeah, a little bit, because locations, if you have a cool location, often we'll write a movie based on that location.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot harder to come up with a cool idea and then search for the perfect location for it. But if you see a cool location, you can always write something
To do with
yeah.
that, yeah.
A location's like an issue when it comes to obviously shooting porn because people are like, I don't want
The
to
doghouse is always available for hire.
Oh my God, don't even get me started.
Yeah, we have to. I mean, I haven't done a lot of producing. I've always been the guy directing. I turn up, direct, shoot, and edit.
Yeah.
But the producers will have a job and a half finding a location. They have to call up a location. You can go to these film location websites where they
cool.
rent out their properties for films. But then you have to say, so we're an adult film company.
And they go,
this is what we do. And you try and be as professional as possible. It helps if you have a female producer explaining these things.
Yeah.
It makes it a lot more
There'll be
legitimate.
jizz everywhere. And
But if usually it's just a long phone call and just explaining this is the big company that we work for and we're nice people. Could we come and talk to you about it? Is this something you'd let us do?
Softly approach.
Yeah, and some people say no, but you'd be surprised the people who say, yeah, okay, no, we're fine with that.
it's very normalised now, isn't it, porn?
It is, and I know, like we're going to talk about it later, but I think the whole, the explosion of tube sites and OnlyFans itself has really contributed to like, oh yeah, well my mate does OnlyFans, kind of thing, or my mate does fucking porn online and no one really cares anymore, do they?
No, that's
it's
it.
It's not this sort of out there niche thing that people sort of talk about under, oh fucking hell, her, she does this. Oh. No, it's not like that, is it? So like you say, when it comes to a script and you're looking at this, you're looking at that, and you're looking at this, is it very much in the same as a film where you have the sort of lead up and then, as you say, the crescendo, which I thought was the most beautiful way of putting cum shot. But or is that the crescendo? No, the crescendo is a lead up, isn't it? That's gonna be the Vinegar Strokes.
But yeah, I like to put a 3-act structure into my movies.
Yeah.
I think a lot of Brazzers scenes or a lot of just generic porn scenes won't have a 3-act structure. Maybe they'll just have a scenario where something is happening. I really like if you can set up a reason why this person is very horny. It makes the outro after the sex, if you can have like a punchline or something.
Right, I see.
treat them like jokes. If it's just a half hour scene, if you do the setup, here's some sex, what's going to happen at the end? It's usually some kind of punchline or the wife finding out or as long as there's a setup, that middle section where something is happening and then a payoff at the end.
I do like a storyline.
Do you?
Yeah.
I think as I've gotten older, I appreciate the story more because, like,
Yeah. What's she doing there? Why
like,
is she
what
half
going-
undressed?
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, like, if I'm like got nothing else going on, like I'm not saying nothing else going on, but like if I've got the time, I'll just watch. If I'm not trying to crack one out in 5 minutes, I'll sit there and watch the entire 20-minute thing, and you can actually be like
Sherlock
some
Bones.
some fucking thought went into this.
Yeah.
Like this is actually not just like I've got this pizza. I haven't got any money. No. And then you're like, oh, well, actually, yeah, no. People like yourself has actually put some fucking time and effort.
No, you could take nearly any movie I've made, any of the big movies that I've made, you could cut out all of the sex scenes and it would be a really cool, like 40-minute short movie that makes sense.
I think that's really
And I like that.
Yeah.
I think that's probably something that's really underappreciated, if you don't mind
And
me
that's
saying.
why you pay for porn. If you want to see the big special effects, blockbuster porn,
Such as Star Wars, that I watched the intro for the other day. Fucking CGI monster in that, I saw.
yeah, episode 2 has
Yeah.
a CGI alien monster that growls and then spits all this slime all over Rebecca Goodwin's boobs. There's me stood off camera with this it's a Nickelodeon slime gun that you fill up
what?
with this powder and water and you shake it up, it turns into slime and you just
That's
pump it
retro
and it
cool.
just like sprays all over her
So
boobs.
this is something that Nickelodeon sell, or is this
Yeah,
some,
it was I didn't realize when I bought it, it was a Nickelodeon. We got it on. I put together a behind the scenes video of that shoot.
yeah.
And she mentioned to me that it was Nickelodeon. I was like, oh my God, can we put this on OnlyFans?
It's a kid's toy.
So what you did was you bought the thing that you wanted and then worked it around what you wanted to do.
No, I bought that because I wrote the script and I was like, surely, as I'm writing it, and then I'm like, surely there's some kind of slime blower, slime spray, and I'm looking at like aerosol cans that do it. No. And then I suddenly find this like water pistol gun that comes with these slime packs that you can put in. I'm like, fucking perfect.
That's it.
I
Thank you,
even
Nickelodeon.
looked up an advert for it with all these young'uns just like sliming each other, and I'm like, oh, that'll work.
Yeah, that'll be great. Looking at the Amazon reviews, like, excellent. Yes, I think this will work perfectly.
Yeah, I added my own review to that. Yeah, when I was spraying Rebecca Goodwin's tits, it slimed them up real nice.
Rebecca Goodwin reviews the review. Thumbs up. Oh man! So like we were saying before we got started that you do a lot of work with Rebecca. So when you were writing Star Wars, you had a different name for it, and she
Yeah.
said, "Oh, I want to call it Star Wars." Does the talent have much of a say in when you when you're directing stuff, or do you sort of take the opinion of I do this a fucking lot, I know what's best kind of thing?
Well, she's paying for that.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So if she wants to call it Star Wars instead of Space Sluts, that's fine. But when it comes
These will never get
to
old.
like the movies that I do for Brazzers or Digital Playground, then the performers are, the script
They're-
is written, it is
yeah, they're just
produced, like this
performers.
is what it is, and then the producers like Danny D, who I work with a lot, he produces all of the Brazzers movies that we do, the Digital Playground movies, And yeah, so that they don't really have a say in what the title is. Sometimes we don't even know what the title is.
You just this is
Is
the
it to
idea.
be titled?
Right, I see.
You just write that thing and send it in to them.
Speaking of Danny D, that man's penis.
It's kind of like
Some,
Kenneth.
this,
some pipe mine.
Kenneth is don't worry, it's well known on the podcast. Everyone knows what Kenneth is. Is that a realistic sort of?
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ,
Mary Mother God.
Mary Mother. I mean, does that when you've got a bloke that's that well endowed, does that limit the amount of female actresses that they can work with, or male? I'm not trying to be exclusive.
We have had some who have had difficulty taking it. Yeah.
That's it. 'Cause that is a lot of pipe to fit in a small box.
Mhm. And I've only ever seen one girl deep throat it, like all the way down to the base. Like, and I'm like filming this, imagining where is this? Is she what?
It's ticking in her liver at the minute.
it's like a magician's hat.
It's like she's some kind of face hugger from Alien or something. Like, he's laying eggs in there, I think.
Just burst out of her chest later. Another cock. There's an idea for a film. Look, there we go.
That's how Danny D breeds.
You could see it as an Attenborough documentary. God alive.
Here we are.
Oh man, right, we're on the subject. I've got to ask. It's one of the questions that we were sent in from one of our listeners' audience. I'm sorry, I got time to find your name. Injuries on set.
Yeah, we do get sex injuries.
I'm going to say you've been in the industry a long time. You must have seen some stuff.
Sure, like a lot of skinned knees, obviously, carpet burns, things like that. They're just simple
That's
that you'd
normal.
expect.
It comes
Yeah.
with the territory.
One of the most bizarre accidents that I've ever witnessed in my entire life is when we were shooting our Star Wars parody, Star Wars Underworld XXX for Digital Playground. And our actor who was playing Obi-Wan Kenobi, not Obi-Wan, Luke Skywalker, older Luke Skywalker. Oh shit, it wasn't Underworld. It was, what's the second recent, Star Wars, The Last Jedi, the last, we did something like that. And yeah, old Luke Skywalker is fighting Kylo Ren. And we shoot that little action sequence and it's dark, but it looks cool. Like it's lit, great.
Yeah,
the lightsabers and stuff. And we get done shooting that. I'm taking equipment back. We hear this crash. We're outside. We're on location at this place, and our actor has not seen where the steps were. He thought he was walking down some steps to get back.
Yeah.
Instead, he walked maybe 6 foot to the left, and he just walked off I don't want to say a cliff, but it's just like a sheer
dead
drop.
Like a mezzanine floor type thing.
No, we're outside.
My God. And this is at night.
Yep. So he couldn't
Oh.
see, and he just thought the steps were there, and he fell through, and he hit this this lamp that was hanging, and just smacked into the ground. Broke his leg, and we had to
shit.
get him off to the hospital.
Holy shit. Here are things like snap banjo string, torn asshole. No, somebody fell off a fucking cliff.
Yeah, I don't think it was broken, but something like it was twisted ankle or something. Like, it was bad. Like this drop must have been sort of. It could have been the length.
No,
It was.
That's like 6 meters.
Maybe a little bit less, but it was
regardless.
epic. I mean, he hit something on the way down and then landed, but it was epic and major, and he had to do more. Like, we weren't done with him. And he was like, "No, it'll be fine. I got this. No worries."
Turns
He
out
was a trooper.
was not fine.
Well,
They finished. Did he finish
we
the film?
sent it to hospital. Yeah, he finished the film. He did all
What
the
a
bits.
fucking
that he
professional.
does, yeah. I think his leg was in like a special shoe for a while.
Sexy.
The old
Yeah,
special.
we just shoot him above the knees. No problem. No problem. Yeah, not a sex injury that you'd ever expect to happen on a porn set.
I was
No.
expecting like a broken cock or
Falling off.
something.
Yeah. I mean, I think most of the nation has seen the picture of John from Fake Taxi's cock after he I think he hit the twerk, 'cause if it tweren't there, guts would fall out. He hit that and it just bent his cock over, and it's just, have you seen that? You must have seen it.
I don't know. I don't think I've seen
What? I'll see if I can get it up in the break. But yeah, he like just went up, hit the divide, and bent his cock over,
Ooh.
and yeah, like, oh god,
I can feel that.
Yeah.
I think most blokes have done it, but not with the full force of a woman coming down on it. Oh.
No, I have seen that happen as well. That's like, okay, we are taking a 20-minute break.
20 minutes? Fuck me, you need 6 weeks off for that shit.
Nope, no time. We got to finish the scene, but you get 20 minutes. 20 minutes to walk
Get
it
the ice
off.
packs out.
Slave driver over here. Come on.
Walk it off.
I want to go home.
Go edit this. Come on. I don't want to be up past 10. Your man's there cocked like 4 times the size. Yeah, we use it. Let's go. Oh, dear. Right, I think that's a good time to cut a break. We'll go get beer of the week out, and we'll be back with Dick Bush shortly. Bye, cunts.
Wow. A bit much.
Oh, yes, Daddy, fuck me harder, Daddy. Yes, please make me come. Oh, fuck Daddy. Can I-
And I'm back from the fridge, but before we get into beer of the week, massive shout out to the sponsor of this episode, Sean the fucking chef. Sean, what an episode. You've sponsored, you fucking champion. It's just luck of the
I
draw.
did check in on him and make sure he was all right.
with all the middle-aged women you sell cakes to. We're going to sit down with a porn director. You might to sponsor this episode. Yeah, it'll be fine, mate. Yeah, so massive shout out to Sean for sponsoring this episode. Like we said earlier, absolutely some of the most incredible baked things you can ever imagine. And he's got full UK postal service.
That's it. If you're not local, it can be posted.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I don't know what more to say. We've had it, you've had it. It's incredible stuff. So check him out on Instagram at Sean the Chef 1, tagged in the post, tagged in the episode description, all that fucking good shit that goes with it. Hit
Link
him
in
up.
your grandmother's lingerie drawer.
Thanks for that, Marlon. Right, so what have we got for beer of the
You
week,
are
Marlon?
selling Sean. Like, that's making me hungry. Like,
Honestly,
good job.
honest to God, I wish we'd got some on for this episode. I was so busy today, I totally fucking didn't have time. But do you know what? Fuck it. We will send you some. We'll send you
Sure,
some.
okay.
Yeah, don't worry. Fuck it. Podcast is paying. We'll send you some.
And none of his meals contain spunk. That we're aware of.
I didn't see it on the allergen information.
It's written in bold, like.
Slightly creamy.
No, stop. We're doing a disservice to the sponsor. Right, I'll get some sent to you, Dick. Honestly, it's incredible.
What, the meals or the...
No, just,
Spunk.
I just tried so hard.
Why are you guys talking about spunk so much? What's wrong with you? Your sponsor is a chef and you're talking... So,
I love how
you're
we start-
professionals, right?
No.
Technically.
Technically,
qualified
yeah.
fucking idiots. Yeah, technically professionals. I love how he starts off. It's great. That's really made me want this, and then just turns it around and twists it like "fuck you and your sponsorship." Right, Marlon, before Dick fucks up the sponsorship anymore. what have we got from the fridge?
You've got Goose Island Beer Company.
Yeah,
Goose on the Loose.
Goose on the Loose, and this is actually an Audi exclusive. Yeah, if you look just below the goose, there's a see it there,
Yeah,
cheeky.
little Aldi logo.
This is brought to us by a big friend of the podcast, Ali Blair. Bean, you absolute champion, dropped it off during the World Cup. So, Marlon, without any further ado, can you please read the marketing bullshit?
From a pine forest paradise, a beach full of peach, to a home in Audi's middle aisle.
It actually was there. I saw it today.
This golden IPL mixes it to all create a crisp, fruity lager with hoppy taste of IPA. Dry hopped with Mosaic, Cascade, and Amarillo hops for a peachy pine aroma with a hint of malty biscuit and refreshing finish.
I love it's got like a goose kind of racing along a line on the bottom to tell you it's easy drinking, it's fresh and fruity, and it's clear as day. Right, so without any further ado, let's get into it. Whoa. I got high hopes for this, I won't lie. Oh man, that's fucking good.
That's nice.
That is fucking brilliant.
It is fresh and fruity.
It's fresh and fruity. I'm a big fan of fruity shit.
It's exactly what it says on the tin.
It is.
Okay.
No, not that sex man.
Nothing wrong with that. What are you talking about? You can be into whatever you want to be into.
We cater for all needs. We all needs.
That is easy drinking as well. I can tell it's easy drinking.
I find like indie IPAs can be a bit heavy after about 2 or 3, but a lager, nice
Yeah,
and
that's
light.
it. The IPLs are a different kind of standard.
That hits kind of like Brewdog. Which one is it? It's not Dead Pony Club. It's another one. I can't remember the first.
Elvis one, maybe.
Yes, that's the one. That's exactly the one you're thinking of, Elvis Juice. Yeah, it hits just like that, and I like it because I'm supporting Goose Island, which is not Brewdog because they're cunts. Yeah.
I like all these slogans that they have on here.
What have we got?
Well, I'll read them out. You give me a celebrity that you want me to read them out as.
Oh, you too can do accents.
Christopher
impressions.
Walken.
Oh, I can do a Christopher
Oh,
Walken.
yeah, no, okay, go for it.
Right, I'll read one out.
You read the orange thing there, and then I'll do mine.
What, the top one?
Yeah.
Wow, another world needs exploring.
Goose is on the loose, discovering new worlds of flavor.
Oh,
A multi-talented man.
Wow!
wow.
I can't believe it.
I bow to
No,
ye.
this goose is on the loose.
I bow
It's
to ye.
crazy.
I bow
It's
to you.
crazy how loose the goose is.
Wow.
What's that? One of my favorite films that he's in ever is Seven Psychopaths. That is all time. You seen that one?
I have. I couldn't quote you anything from it though.
So put your fucking hands up. No,
No,
I don't want to.
that scene makes me wonder if did they just wing it?
Yeah, that's what I think. When I watch it, I just think he just they just went with it and just went with it. And I think there's some of the best scene in the whole film. Oh God, what else can you do?
Accents.
Yeah, oh no, impressions.
Can we have Elmo again?
Oh God, this is so good.
Oh, hey guys, great to be here. Why are you laughing at me? Is it because I'm naked? Or is it because of my heart on? When I arrived, you didn't say I couldn't have my dick out.
If this country ever becomes a socialist dystopia where pornography is banned, Dick Bush, you are absolutely going to find a job in impersonations or impressions or voiceover or something, because this is fucking genius. Oh dear. I'll see if I can do Stewie. Dry hopped with Mosaic, Cascade, and Amarillo hops for a peachy pie aroma with a hint of malty biscuit. And a
That's so good.
Refreshing finish. I'll do Herbert, shall I? Here's a drinking, small sips only, deep and dark, fresh and fruity, clear as day, clear, curiously crowded. I got some popsicle treats in my freezer. Don't hope you don't find the money strapped to my thigh.
That's so good. No, I can't do that. That's you've got that. You've got that.
Certain people can do certain ones. I couldn't do fucking Elmo, and your Christopher Walken absolutely bosses mine. And then we had Hector, who's a friend of ours, can do. Who's that guy from the Peaky Blinders? Sam Neill plays him. The fucking Northern Ireland detective. That guy with the fox
I
head.
haven't seen Peaky Blinders.
What? Is that
How?
just through time or just not interested?
I think I've watched the first episode, but it didn't grab me.
I'm one of those people that doesn't really buy into the hype, if you know what I mean. Like I didn't watch Game of Thrones until about 4 years after it finished. Then I watched it and I was like, oh, it's actually really good. But I got fully involved in Peaky Blinders. Absolutely fantastic. Whereas I watched other stuff and just been like, I just can't physically watch
I don't
this
really
crap.
like Game of Thrones.
I didn't.
It might be because Chiefs watched it every year, all seasons since it came out.
But yeah.
And I've just started Yellowstone.
Oh,
That is
Have you seen
fucking
that?
incredible.
I've seen one episode of Yellowstone. That might be something that I come back to. That's just
would
a time
highly recommend.
thing.
Well, everyone started sending me things like, "This is Marlon after 5 seasons." I was like, "Shag, that's what I dress like now when I go out." You should have seen me last night. Stetson
Marlon's
and all.
also known as Texas Tom because he went to Texas once. And no, I'm joking. I'm doing you a disservice. He's got a 200-pound Stetson, like 300-pound cowboy boots. Like,
Nice.
Oh, I've just
and-
ordered new boots.
No, you haven't.
Yeah.
He is fully immersed in the American culture. Like, got himself a Challenger, went out to America and did a tour of Texas.
That's cool.
Your man's
Yeah, it
mad
was-
for it.
It was awesome. It was
Yeehaw.
awesome.
Now
Go
he's-
back this year.
Put him for a shotgun license as well. He's fit the boogie.
Nice. I've made a Western, a porno Western.
What was it
Whoa.
called?
Okay, I wanted to call it something else. I wanted to call it something not too sexy. I think I called it like Bareback, like, and the town was called Bareback.
Like, it's a talent.
But they
in of itself.
retitled it, and now it's just called Rawhide, which is literally just the same title as that Clint Eastwood series.
Oh, yeah.
So
Wasted. Wasted, man.
yeah, but it's still a cool movie.
yeah.
And it's not often you get to go to Spain, to an actual Western town where they have filmed Westerns back in the 60s and get
shoot
to shoot
porn.
Porn, yeah.
I'm going to have to look this up.
The budgets must be obscene. All right.
Well, do you guys want to see what I've got in my bag?
yes.
I brought some things for show and tell.
I tell you what, right, quickly,
Yeah.
out of 5, TripAdvisor rating.
Hold on. I'm going to
No,
take another.
everyone does the
Yeah.
same.
It's a 5 out of 5. I mean, it's so good.
It does what it says on the
Yeah,
tin.
absolutely.
Literally, I'm giving it a 5 because it's fucking brilliant. Marlon?
I'm at 4.
Oh, we nearly had a full house, you motherfucker.
I mean, it's all right.
It's too fruity for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't order another one.
All right, sweet. So overall, the law of averages, 5 out of 5 for Goose Oland, Goose on the Loose, India Pale Lager. Awesome. Thanks for that, Ali. Appreciate it, man. Right, what is in the bag of mystery?
Okay. I'm opening.
What in the ever living fuck is in there? Is it just like a load of red batteries?
So it's a living creature.
Whoa, hang on a minute.
Just kidding.
I was like, oh no, not a cat. I hate them.
I've brought a lot of
Holy
DVDs.
mother of God!
These aren't to keep.
No, but
This is
I can
just
see
to
there.
take a look at.
Is this part of the collection that you have?
Yeah, because I don't get given my porn movies.
You're
I have
kidding.
to. I've bought all of
No
these.
way. Is this like so? You when you're old and you can say, "Look here, grandson, this is what I've made."
Yeah, because eventually they're going to stop making DVDs.
Power Girls. That's quite
I've got Sexy Bitch, yeah?
sexy bitch. So I've got Power Girls, which I assume is Power Rangers, and the man is blue.
No, that's just superheroes. A general superhero.
Oh, I see. Jesus Christ. That's here we are. Here's Sherlock, an XXX parody.
Yeah, not Sherlock Bones. This is the one we did later.
Oh, so there's been two
yeah,
versions.
I did 2 Sherlock ones. This Sherlock is sort of like a parody of the BBC series.
I love how Danny D is kind of done up like Sherlock, and then she's just an ill-fitting town top and her tits out. You
She's
gotta
straight off
sell
the
it.
estate.
You gotta sell it. Don't say that. That's horrible.
But this movie won an AVN award for Best International Movie.
So you've won an AVN for this, or the movie itself?
The movie won an AVN for that one. Yeah, I won 3 AVNs in a row for Doctor Who parody, and then Sherlock, and then Bulldogs, which was our football hooligan movie that we did, which was requested. How bizarre is that? They were like, so head office, Brazzers, or Digital Playground said, guys, can you make us a football hooligan movie?
They watched Green Street.
Yeah,
over in
yeah,
America.
I think
that's what it was.
one of them was
'Cause
like,
I
yeah,
think,
watch
it was
Green Street.
Green Street was the only one that actually made it over to America,
Yeah.
as far as I know.
I think they were just a big fan of it. And like, can you make something like this? And I'm like, how do you make that sexy?
Yeah.
Just a bunch of guys fighting each other.
Just saw Charlie Hunman and what's the other one? Elijah Wood's in that, isn't he? So saw that like 2 big Hollywood names. That'll fucking sell.
And then it won an AVN for best film. And I remember it winning and going, what? Because the other movies of ours
I
were
nearly
up.
spat out my Moet.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? And I went back and rewatched it and I was like, holy shit, this is such a good movie. I forgot this is so good. There's
a
a
genius.
real plot. Yeah. And there's these fight scenes with, we put fake blood in people's mouths and then we did like slow motion punches.
Yeah.
But we also shot it in slow motion. They did
so
the same for Good Will Hunting. I don't know if you know Good Will Hunting.
Yes, yeah.
At the beginning when they have fight scenes that you
Yeah.
see like fists going in and then
You see-
blood spraying out. And they did that by literally just kind of doing that, like for real. But
Yeah.
then you slow it down so it looks like you're just doing a slow motion punch and then blood spraying out. We did that kind of thing.
Very
All
sort of
these
Tarantino-esque with lots of
Yeah.
blood and
fight
I
sequences
can't really
and
work out how
undercover police officers.
how the fucking comes into it, if I'm honest.
Um,
we just fucking bar that in where we can.
yeah, pretty much. There's a gangster movie and then there's some sex.
Can I just read the blurb off this?
Oh, sexy bitch. Yeah, so this is okay, so do you guys know Nicholas Winding Refn? He made Drive.
Oh
I
god, yeah, with
love that
Before-
film.
with Ryan Gosling.
Before,
That's it.
yes, before Drive, before he did that, he did 3 movies called something which I can't remember, but this movie is kind of inspired by that. I think I've described that pretty well.
This gritty, hardcore gangster porno could as easily have been called Lock, Stock and Smoking Cocks or Snatch. But Guy Ritchie already did that one. Potent mixture of guns, gals, CGI and gore that doesn't pull any punches, and it would be criminal if it didn't find a big cult follow him. So Colt, go and look it up. Go and buy the DVD.
I've got another fantastic one here. It's called The Seduction Squad.
That's fucking brilliant.
When you see films, you just look. Does your mind just look at it and go?
Every single time.
Yeah,
it
rearrange
was
that to
very
something.
difficult watching Avatar: The Way of Water because I'm like going, how the fuck am I gonna? How do we?
How much blue paint do I need?
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, when I was at secondary school, I did media studies.
I was going to say, you did a porno?
No, I did media studies. When we like broke down and analysed films, my media studies teacher said, you will never be able to watch a film now without breaking these films down in your mind and understanding why they've done it that way. And that's so fucking true. Every time I watch a film now, I mean, I've never gone to the level of the London Film School, but I was doing very basic stuff. But now when I watch stuff, I'm like, oh, that's symbolic of this, and this works like that, and they've done it in that sort of way because of this. And so, yeah, your mind has just been warped to look at film titles and go, oh, that's what we'll call it. And then you watch the film, and you're like, and that's the cum shot. Oh, so this is the Doctor. This is the other Doctor Who one with.
So yeah, this is the first movie that ever won of mine that won an AVN award, and I also won Best Director for this movie.
Oh,
And it won Best Sex Scene as well.
so you fucking clear it up with that one.
Yeah.
What else is in the fucking bag? Holy!
Oh!
my god! I was just about to ask. Holy wow!
So this is
my god! It's solid. That's
Okay, this sounds like you're holding my penis. they can't see this.
That's for later.
So yeah, that is my AVN award for Best Director for a foreign feature. Was it 2016?
that is a
something
really
like
fucking classy award.
that? It is, isn't it?
I thought it was
classy?
just gonna be a fucking cock, but like you could definitely.
You know what? The awards for the Shafters are just a massive
I'm
cock.
gonna hold half of it for you because I don't want it to drop.
Jesus.
It weighs a fucking ton. Like you could definitely display that on your in your living room, and your nan come round and goes, "Oh, that's lovely. What did you get that for?" You say, "Oh, a film that I did."
Yeah.
and they have
And
no clue.
they have been in my living room, along with my Shafters, which are just a hand holding a massive cock. And my nephew has come round and asked, "What did you win the big microphone awards
Oh
for?
my
Was
God,
that for a
oh my
song?
God.
Did you make a song?"
Yes, that's it. Yeah, old Uncle Rich.
I'm assuming your family know what you do.
Yeah.
How did it? Come on, everyone's got to know. How did it go down in the first instance?
So when I had that initial interview, I was living in London. My family lives in Cambridgeshire. I phoned them and I said, "Yeah, I'm going for an interview for a job." And they're like, "Oh, that's great. Where are you? What's the company?" "Oh, they're called Relish. They're a film production company." "All right. What kind of films do they make?" "Well, they make porn." And there's this little voice perked up saying, "Mummy, what's porn?" And my mum
Oh,
says, "Oh,
no.
Rick, you're on speakerphone. Your little sister's in the back."
No,
"Mummy, what is porn?"
that couldn't have gone any worse. And how did it go from there?
So I think my mum was mostly embarrassed whenever her friends would ask,
What's young Dickie doing now?
Yeah, what's he doing now? He works for he makes films. What kind of films? "Oh,
Nothing you've
films."
seen.
So and then she changes the subject. I think my dad was just very, very happy that I had a job. I think when I told him when I was quite young, I said I wanted to be a filmmaker. I think he thought, "Oh my God, I'm going to be paying for this guy for the rest of his fucking life."
I think that's 99% of dads' fears when their children go to university and study something that isn't finance. I think.
Yeah. What?
Well, yeah, but
You've got a certain amount of things which you can literally walk into different jobs, and you got something like a little bit far afield. You go, is that really going to work out for you? Like,
and there you go.
You never know.
homeopathy.
I guess we'll never know. So can I ask you, aside from the massive stack of porn to my left and the incredibly weighty,
That's so shiny, isn't it?
I just think, so first, just before I get into it, where did you get this from? Is this obviously the AVNs, but what does the AVN stand for, and where was the awards?
The awards, the AVN awards, are like the Oscars of the porn world.
Oh, shit.
They are in Las Vegas every year.
Oh, fuck.
Danny D just won Best International Male in January's awards. Congratulations,
To
Danny.
him and his massive pipe.
Oh, yes, Daddy, fuck me harder.
You and that fucking soundboard. Don't encourage him, Dick. Don't encourage him.
That was perfect. What was the other question?
What does AVN stand for?
AVN stands for Adult Video News. So they were a magazine, an industry
I see.
magazine that sent that people can subscribe to within the industry, and it's just news about the adult world. They have a website now.
So that's a fucking big deal, really. You're
Yeah.
kind of underplaying that. If that's global, that is.
Yeah. That's the highest award. An AVN award is the highest award you can get in the adult industry.
As a working class man, when I picked that up and I felt the weight of it, I thought, this is important.
That's legit. That is legit.
It's not fucking hollow. I was like, there's a good amount of money in metal alone. So going on from there, what are some of the challenges that you face during filming?
My God, that's like a question that you get at an interview, isn't it? A job interview question.
It kind of is,
If
yeah.
you were faced with a challenge,
How would you overcome it?
yeah.
All right, let's narrow it down.
Okay.
Angles.
Okay.
How? I mean,
You just learn what angles. I'm assuming you mean what angles to.
from shooting, from a director point of view.
So, okay, let me describe how filming a sex scene is, especially if you're working. So me and Danny have worked for years together. We have like this unspoken communication with each other. And he knows that if he is in doggy and he's sort of like this, I will be grabbing my wide shot. I will come in and get like a really close up. And then I know he's going to do his like pulley out and in, pulley out and in. And he knows that I'm going to grab my camera and go out and in and out and in at exactly the same time. And I know that he does it about 5 or 6 times.
And you can literally stop when he does it.
And I know exactly when to stop. I don't know how we know how many times. We don't count. There's no number. We've never spoken about it. It just happens.
Work so well together.
It's that beautiful symphony of, cock and camera that just, much like husband and wife, you're in your beautiful synchronicity. I can't remember the word, but yeah.
And then if a girl is in reverse cowgirl where she's facing the camera,
Yes.
I want to get down low. I want to get that penetration shot, that initial penetration. I'll grab a wide and then I'll come in again. And then I might grab a close up of her face if she's particularly energetic at that point. And then if I see that she's like struggling because she's just like bouncing on her legs and she's like, and I'll tell her, okay, get off, suck his cock. And then get back in that position because if you
not take 5.
No,
just get
off.
down, give your legs a rest, suck his dick.
100%, because some of them will just go, oh, my legs are tired. I'm like, doesn't matter. Get off, suck his cock.
We're
then
on the
your
fucking
legs
time
won't be
schedule,
tired.
woman.
I want to go home.
How many cameras have you got floating around at any one point?
It's for the Brazzers shoots, we have 2 cameras. I'm on hardcore camera, and Luke is on softcore camera.
So do you film 2 different things
Hard
at the
and
same
soft
time?
at the same time. Yeah.
Oh, I
so
see.
he's grabbing all these soft angles.
Can I ask? This is for myself.
Where does the soft go?
What is the difference between hardcore and softcore? Because we're of an age where all we've ever seen is just fucking. We've never seen softcore.
So
What?
the definition of softcore is sex, but you don't see penetration.
Oh, I see. So it's just bodies on top of each other.
Yeah, so you can get certain angles where they're fucking, but you don't see any penetration.
Right, I see.
And that's what he grabs. And that goes to like hotels. They can make 18 certificate porno DVDs that you might, like you can search on Amazon and some of my pornos will be on Amazon, but
in
they're the
softcore
18
version.
certificates.
Oh.
And then people leave reviews saying, oh, this is terrible. There's no, like, I don't see anything. I'm like, why are you fucking buying porn on Amazon?
Margaret,
Do you know how the internet
it was on
works?
Prime.
Fuck stick. So R18 is, what does R stand for?
Restricted.
Oh, I see. So this isn't, you have to buy this from behind the fucking fag counter type
That's
thing.
it, yeah.
Hey, there we go.
so where are we going if we want to buy hardcore porn on a DVD?
On an actual DVD.
Yeah,
First
cool.
of all, what are you living in 2005? What's going on?
Oh, I just like your collection.
He likes physical shit.
If you like your physical media, you can go.
No one's asking this question in 10 fucking years.
No, it's weird. I guess you just search for whatever title you want and then add DVD to the end, and something will come up.
He's the
Sherlock Bones.
You know what? Let's Google Sherlock Bones
Right, okay.
DVD. I don't even know if they made a DVD of that because it would have been on Television X.
I've got Sherlock Bones, Amazon. No, yeah.
Because there is a children's film.
Yeah, that's the first thing.
Which is a detective dog.
Undercover dog, yes.
He doesn't look very sexy.
Sue the bastards. I'm not. I'm gonna put in the word porn after it and just hope that
Okay,
works.
I searched for Sherlock Bones XXX TVX and there it is.
There we go. Here we go. Adult
DVD Empire.
There we
Hey,
go.
Right.
yes, that's the first one.
Fucking hang on a minute. No, we got video on demand. This isn't.
Yeah, so I
not
don't
even
think
the
they ever made a DVD of
Holy
Sherlock
shit.
Bones. It's only video on demand.
Adult DVD Paradise. Yeah, no, Marlon, I'm sorry, mate. I think if you're gonna have to embrace the
But
digital
they
age.
have opened my word up again. Old enough for a cream pie 6.
That
A big naturals.
That's not okay. Well, this is the whole thing of dance.
I didn't make it.
No, but dancing around
Teenage Anal 3.
the barely legal kind of thing, isn't it?
Young Vixen Housewives.
What are the dangers of the camera angles then, Dick? I mean,
The dangers.
I always say dangers, but I mean, you probably see it as just part of the job now. But for myself
there
and
must
Marlon,
be
you must get
splash
close,
area
you must
of
get
some
close
description.
to some. You know,
I pride myself on only having been splashed once. I used to say I
how
pride
many years?
myself on never having been splashed. That came to an end a few years ago because Danny
call him out.
fucking D, when he comes,
It's like a fire hose.
he does this afterwards.
Oh no! So it just you've got a full arc of where it can go.
He's like flicking it onto her face or boobs or wherever, that's fine. But if you do that slightly wrong, because I'm over his shoulder with the camera, all he has to do is just his lip, like, and then
when he flicks it, it nearly touches pectoral, doesn't it?
and yeah, I did once get it just on my arm.
Oh, I mean,
It's fine, but I was annoyed because I managed to. It never happened.
how many years in the industry now?
2000 and when did Superman Returns come out?
What the fuck?
What kind of reference is
2006, I
that?
think. Because I went on a date with a girl. We went to see Superman Returns, and I had to tell her that I started a new job.
Never heard the fucking like.
So whenever someone asked me that, I'm like, when did Superman Returns come out? I think it was 2006. But yeah, I was 25, 2006.
That's
that
the
works out.
reference point. My God. So when it comes to sort of other stuff during filming, which is more of the, I don't know, the more human side of things. We spoke a little bit off mic about it, but you know, when it comes to not being able to perform and / premature ejaculation, does that become an issue a lot more than you think, or is it a lot less than you think?
I've been lucky, I think, because I work with very professional people. So they tend to know what they're doing.
Yeah, they've been in it a long time.
Yeah. So I work with Danny a lot. I never have to worry about him not coming or coming too soon. Although it has happened a couple of times, but he knows if it's happening, we all like see like, because he calls the girl a cunt. He will be like, "Oh, you fucking cunt!"
gets wild.
Like she's doing something down there to him. And there has been a couple of times where he has had to leave the set, run off, and just do a little jog. Do a circle, running.
his mind off it.
God, hey. Do a little dance, do a little song.
I just squeeze me bollocks and think of dead nuns.
I'll tell him to do that. Yeah, it seems less exhausting.
Is there tablets or anything they take to do certain shit?
Sure, I think everyone takes Viagra these days to do it.
This might be normal for you. We have no fucking idea, obviously. So that's something that's sort of, you know.
Yeah.
Is it Cytophil or are they?
Sildenafil?
I can't remember. How it is. It's a drug. It looks.
Yeah, it's a standard, and because you should, because I don't want to be filming with a guy who's like, yeah, sorry. Give me 20. I'm like, no, I want to go home.
I love the whole it keeps coming back to the I want to go home. I don't find this sexy at all.
Yeah, I've shot all the acting stuff. That's the fun stuff. Now I'm shooting the sex, which I've done for so long. I can do this with my eyes closed. Sometimes I do just for a laugh.
Oh, sorry, Danny, there's a camera in your face.
Speaking of which, have you seen, it keeps cropping up on various things that I'm on, of the bloke that's shooting porn that keeps eating donuts?
Yeah, it's like that. It's like that. You shoot it. Sometimes I'm shooting here. I'm right next to Danny. He's like fucking away. And we suddenly realize our heads are like this close. We're like,
all right. Get on.
And I'm trying to make him laugh. And he's like, he's trying not to laugh. The girl is just like oblivious, like, yeah, fuck me, daddy. And there you go. And other times, so we have to shoot POV stuff sometimes. So if there's a blowjob, he's lying down, the girl is like sucking cock.
And you are just like over the top of his head.
I'm like here, his head
is
watching right here. And I'm like right
he's
here.
Watching the sex in third person.
Yeah. And I will tilt the screen down so he can see. He's like, yeah, nice. Or
it's like VR for himself.
Or I'll just stare into his eyes.
You fucking scumbag.
And then he's like shaking, like trying not to laugh, like holding back the laughter.
Oh my God.
Speaking of VR though.
Oh yeah, go on.
We've shot some VR porn.
How does that work? Is it 2 cameras? Or is it?
So back when so Danny started producing some VR porn for Brazzers.
Yeah.
And they were using 6 GoPros
What the fuck?
attached to this device, which then all had to be stitched together in post-production. It was a
I
big-
I can imagine that file
These
size
days,
is hideous.
you can buy just a camera which has 2 lenses, which is a VR camera. But back then, they were just sort of winging it a little bit. But we shot entire movies. I shot a gangster movie called.
Here we go.
I think I called it Get Fucked. But it was a VR movie, but we were shooting it in 360 degrees. Like most VR pornos that you see on like Pornhub or whatever, they're just the front
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
But we shot in 360,
Holy
which meant
fuck.
if you
Everyone-
have a sex scene going on or a scene, you could also have something witty or funny going on behind you. So when you're rewatching the movie and you just happen to turn your head, there's me getting a lap dance and then being and then getting like annoyed at the girl for not doing it right, and then I make her sit down, then I'm giving her a lap dance. Like, no, you do it like this. Little Easter eggs like that, which you can't put in normal films.
No, that's fucking
But
brilliant.
because you have to literally turn your head and see what is going on behind you.
I think porn has always been at the cutting edge. I don't know how to put it, but of technology. I mean, there's this old school thing of the reason that VHS won the Betamax war, the Betamax VHS war,
Yeah,
is
it was
because
porn.
porn was cheaper to,
Yep.
the VHS was cheaper to produce, and that's what pornographers used. The same thing. I don't know if it was the same. Was it the same with
I think it was the
HD
same with
DVD slash
HD
Blu-ray?
DVD and Blu-ray. Blu-ray
Was-
allowed porn. HD DVD didn't.
Is that literally the reason why?
Uh-huh.
Fuck me. It's a brave new world out there, Marlon, that we know
And-
fuck all about.
Nothing.
And PlayStation 3 as well.
Ran
because-
Blu-ray and Xbox 360 ran HD DVD, didn't it?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
PlayStation made a loss, I think.
On
by-
their consoles.
By putting a Blu-ray
Yeah, because
system in there.
they were going to make the money. They were going to make the money
In the
on
porn.
Uh-huh.
Not well. The idea was to make the money back on games that they would, people would have to pay to put on their platform, not through porn. Marlon, but probably
They made it so that every single household already had a Blu-ray player in their house.
Yeah.
yeah, that was it. Yeah, that's
Because they bought a PS3.
Apart from me, because I'm Xbox.
But even now, your Xbox got a Blu-ray player in it, hasn't it? Yeah,
I don't know. I don't own a Blu-ray.
I don't have Blu-ray either. But yeah, that's the whole idea behind it. So the other thing I was going to ask was, do you ever have an issue with? Well, we've kind of established that you don't really work with too many amateurs anymore. Is that so or not?
That's generally correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of, because I now work a lot in the OnlyFans world, I do work a little bit more with what I guess you class as amateurs, because they're not porn stars.
Yeah.
They're just people who have OnlyFans accounts.
Yeah. When it comes to sort of amateurs and whatnot, when obviously they're having sex on camera, do you kind of have to say, look, when you're having sex, but when you're having sex for camera, you have to work in these positions that are way more opened up for camera?
100%. Yeah.
Because when you watch porn online and you're like, well, that's not how me and the wife do it, because why on earth would her leg be out there? It's like, well, obviously
But
it's because so you can get
you
the
need
camera
a good angle.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. You want to see the penetration. You don't want to. If it feels good for you, it
It's
doesn't
not good,
look
right.
good on camera. That's the general rule. If you're like having to bend your cock, that's why the best porn stars have big penises. Not because it feels good for the girl or anything. It's because of the angles they
Yeah.
can get into, because they're stretching themselves so open. They're just like doing this. Doesn't feel good, but it looks great on camera.
Something I'm gonna ask you, Dave, or tell you. More, I'm gonna tell you. Fuck it, we're here now. We've had a few drinks. We've broken bread together. Right, so I'm gonna tell you about my dick. Right, so
Welcome to that section of the show. Let me tell you about my dick.
I guarantee. I want to know if you've ever seen one like it. I'm not gonna get it out. So that's sexual harassment in the workplace.
It's okay. They
But-
can't see. Just get it out. Have you seen it?
Probably at some point. I think I
I'll
have.
describe it to
Just
you.
get it out.
Which hole?
Right.
I'm assuming it's something particular.
I've had something called a hypospadias, which basically meant that my Japsai was about halfway up my dick when I was born.
halfway.
Yeah, halfway up the underside.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, it's a first. It's a first.
Never heard of
So
that.
basically, when I was a kid, when I was a baby, Well, I asked my old man this when I was not long ago. Actually, it was only about 2-3 years ago. I was pissed up in the pub, and I was on my wedding day, I think, and I was pissed up, and I said to him, "I said something I got to ask you, Dad. I've never had the bollocks to ask you because my mother is long since dead, and I think I'd asked her when I was young, but I couldn't remember." I said, "What on earth did they do to my dick then? Because it don't look the same as everyone else's." And he said, "Fuck me, son. Tell you what, if I'd have let you carry on with what you had between your fucking legs, you'd have spent the rest of your life pissing on your shoes." Basically, my Jap's eye come out halfway up the underside of my shaft. So what they did was sewed it up, and then they bored a new one through my bell end. So my bell end, like I don't watch
With a 6mm drill bit.
only since I've been watching porn have I realised that most men's Jap's eyes are. Then I realise why they call it a Jap's eye. Kind of racist because it's like
100% racist.
yeah, 100%. We shouldn't be saying it, but we are. So the urethra is what we'll call it now.
The pee hole.
Is like a slit, whereas mine looks like an asshole. It has lines going into it where you can see that they've bored me a new one with like a drill or something. I don't know.
I
And
like
it's-
to think that they used an actual, just a home.
Well, this is why
They
we
got the
Decker.
Milwaukee out
this
on
is
hammer
Black and
action.
Dicker.
the puns never stop with this man. So what they've done is they bored it out, but they've bored it out far too wide, so it is.
So instead, when you're
HVLP.
pissing, it's like pouring a jug of orange juice.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been out for a couple of pisses mid-recording because I don't want to stop and keep the momentum going. I'm awfully quite fast.
Very quick.
Yeah, so it is basically like opening a 1-inch ball valve.
It's just.
So
Done.
I've always told my wife that when I come, it's like smacking the end of a ketchup bottle. She's like, "Come on my tits," and it comes to about her belly button if she's lucky. It is. Well, it's literally. I have a piss stream. Put it this way: when I piss in a urinal, I can make. This sounds horrendous. I can make the piss come back up and fill the urinal up, which is not good for porn in any way, shape, or form. Because
Yeah,
like,
That's
don't
a
send your
fast
CV in.
Stream.
it is. Yeah, I was wondering if you've ever seen anything like it, and I'm assuming not because it
No.
would look fucking horrendous on camera. And also, they circumcised me with whatever I would assume was a rusty
knife.
fucking scalpel because it is. Oh, it is.
Jesus, it's a
Marom.
good thing you're married. It's like
As the Greek,
if you were dating right now and just sort of like
just sat here,
Put all of that out there.
thousands and thousands of people listening. Yeah, my dick looks fucking horrendous. As
Poor doll.
as the Greek plastic surgeon said about my wife's nose when she did it, wow, what the mess. Hey, she was there when he said it. I'm just repeating what he said.
wow.
Wow. Daiquiris, too nice.
Two little mice in a bucket of milk.
He had a pocket watch shoved up,
inside his ass
to keep him from those gooks. No.
Wow. What is your problem? Just because your dick doesn't have.
The Japanese should answer for their war crimes. That's what I mean. No, I'm joking. Right. We've got fucking heaps loads more questions.
Go for it. Should we do like a bit
Right,
quick fire?
Shall we? Right, Marlon,
Right,
where are we going to go?
Your best or favourite film you've ever done?
I think it's either The Doctor, our Doctor Who parody, or this movie called League of Frankenstein, which was about public domain superheroes or hero people joining forces, which I don't think the DVD is there.
No, I'm just looking through them quickly. There are some absolutely incredible. Screwed. I assume that's a saw.
Yes.
Yes. See, I can tell that by the branding. You got that shit on as well. Yeah. Sorry. Just a lot.
Do you do
just a
the
lot of-
covers as well?
No.
No, I don't do graphic design.
I actually do, but I didn't do those.
Oh, right. Okay. Right. Next question. The legality of porn. What can and can't you do in the UK? Well, no, it's easier to probably say what you can't.
You can't.
Does it still come under the Obscenities Act? Or?
Yeah, so if there's violence during the sex, that's a no-no.
Yeah.
You can have like shootouts and violence in the acting,
Right.
But during the sex, you have to remove weaponry
No guns.
and yeah, that kind of thing. Obviously, don't shit in people's mouths.
So no scat.
No, I mean, there are obviously websites where you can find all of these things.
Yeah, but within the UK, like you can't, if you were to be found shooting something like that.
I don't think, or selling it.
Yeah,
then,
so more to the point.
Yeah.
That's a no. And what else?
Animals.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, you say obviously, but
Obviously,
there's a lot of stuff you can find on the internet.
Film people having sex with children.
Yeah.
Like, obviously.
Now then, guys and gals, what
we
have
go.
we here?
Don't laugh. I'm related to Gary Glitter. All right.
Are you actually?
Just separate the talents from the man, okay?
You
No,
Like,
it's true.
You want to be in my gang, my gang.
Yeah, well, not that. I would have gone with what's the song they had in The Joker?
I'm the leader of a gang, and then he had
Rock and roll.
Yeah,
and then there was
that. Rock and roll.
yeah,
part
rock and roll
two
part
or
one
part
was the
one
one
or-
with singing. Part two was the one
Yeah.
without. I think.
Yeah, so
yeah.
they're cool. They're cool songs.
I'm gonna say everyone loves Gary Glitter. Another rock and roll at
Christmas.
Christmas.
That was a
Don't
banger.
hear it anymore, do you?
No,
It's a
I
shame.
always do put it on though.
I do. I make
Yeah.
you have to find
Everyone starts like yeah, and then they're like, oh,
fuck yeah. I found that song on Spotify under it was under a playlist of Christmas songs that don't get played anymore because they're all been done for child sex offences.
Wow.
Yeah.
The nonce list.
Okay.
Divas. Do you get people that are hard to work with?
Yeah, but I'm guessing that's probably the same with every industry.
Marlon's a mechanic, so customers.
Fuck all the customers.
Most people are awesome to work with.
There's always the 1%.
very laid back. But yeah, sure, you'll get people who are a little difficult to work with. But at the end of the day, as long as the product
Yeah.
is really good, then I'm okay with dealing with difficult people.
Yeah.
Mostly they're difficult because they want something really good as well.
Well, that's good. You're both kind of chasing the same end.
I
then,
think
really.
so, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Next question. Worst experience on set. That's quite a hard one. I'm guessing.
Oh, worst experience on set. It was probably in my first year. I think we were shooting Arscapades 2, Arse Harder. You might see where this is going. So
Oh, no.
when you're shooting
Yeah.
an all anal series, and you're working with a very new girl in the industry, and she has been told that you have to douche your asshole, and this is how you do it. You fill this up with water, you push it into your bum, you sort of flush everything out, but then she keeps all the liquid up there for some reason, and then you start to film her having sex in reverse cowgirl, and a guy is fucking her ass, and then the cock just needs to come out. And that just creates a suction, and then a torrent of brown liquid just poured all over him.
I feel bad for the guy, but I just feel horrendous for the woman because women are
Yeah, but
these
if you've
sort
done
of
it
sexy
properly-
creatures. In general, they pride themselves on being good looking and all that. And when shit's just pouring out your ass, you just think, "Oh, you poor girl."
Job's fucked.
The job is literally fucked. Right, so we'll go into some of the audience questions that we got here. So Sam K has written in a fucking heap load. Why do most actresses, sort of / actors, get into the industry?
Probably money.
I'm going to say financial, surely.
I think so. I mean,
You've got
I've
other-
asked them. I've asked a lot of models, like, how did you get into the industry? Usually, and it is a lot of the same story, or it used to be at least, that they started out modeling, and then someone said, "Do you want to do topless modeling?" And then, "Do you want to do this?"
And
it's just they
escalated from
decide,
there.
yeah, okay, I'll do this much. Okay, okay, let's
it's
do
almost
this. Let's try this.
a
And-
natural progression. If
I
you
think
become
so,
if you
yeah.
become okay with one thing, are you okay with the next thing? And then from there, it's like, well, I'm in it now. Just go.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always been their choice, which is good in the industry that you can be a model, you can be completely clothed model, you can be a topless model. There's a place for every kind of how far you want to go. There's a place there for you to make money in.
We've spoken off mic about a lot of all these things. previously. So yeah,
Weirdest fetishes you've been involved with?
That is probably the time when I was hired to.
I think I know the story. Did you? Yeah.
I think-
Oh my god.
Do you want me to tell this story?
Yes, he hasn't heard it. Neither of the listeners. Thanks. Shout out to Dead Men Talking podcast. I heard it on there first. I can't.
Like nothing tops it. Like
I did think when I thought that question came up, I thought if it's not that, then I
Yeah.
don't know what it is.
I'm trying to think what other fetishes might top it. but
no, none.
the situation where I was hired to come and film this scene at this rubber fetish studio where the guy got into an inflatable cocoon coffin thing,
Oh, it gets
had-
better. This is nothing.
had a gas mask over his face, feeding him oxygen because he was like encased in this thing. There's a hole for his penis to come through. And then his wife brings out this little wallet, unzips it, opens it up, pulls out these metal rods,
No.
and just
Oh, yeah.
starts pushing it down
No.
his pee-pee hole.
I mean, it'd
You'd be great
I was
at
gonna
this.
say. I was going to say it'd be fine for me.
And he went bigger and bigger. You'd be like, come on, fucking test me.
Just grabs a bit of rebar.
I was gonna say,
Grab that brick.
Grab my broken drive
inch
shaft.
hole saw at home.
Get that broken drive shaft off the note.
What are you doing? Don't bother lubing it.
Oh no.
But yeah, and then she was just like this thick thing just down there until he came. And I had to film this. I was very confused about what angles to do. We were talking about angles for sex. Like you can almost intuitively guess good angles for sex scenes. What angle do you shoot at?
Gosh.
Send the drone up, have a little look around.
No. Well, he's got another question here that we've already answered. Has any actor missed and got baby gravy on you? Which was yes, Danny D.
Yeah. Well done, Danny.
Shout out to Danny.
It finally happened.
Okay,
You're very proud of yourself.
Again, this one has nearly been answered. I think Big Bad Boris asks, "What is the most obscure plot of a porno that you've directed?" I think.
Oh, wow.
I mean, Space Horse has got to be up.
No, that's very simple. Very, very simple.
It's very simple. It's just puppets and sex in outer space and monsters. It's
It's probably League of Frankenstein.
okay.
Let me
Okay.
tell
Spin
you.
me a yarn.
Let me tell you
Tell
the
you a
tale of League of Frankenstein.
I'm
Okay,
getting comfortable as well.
we start in Frankenstein's manor. He is busy doing some experiments. There's lightning in the sky. His two assistants, Peter and Wendy, arrive. They're talking about, are you sure this is going to work? And I've dreamed of seeing Neverland again. And he's like, yes, I think if we've got this right, this machine will open a portal to Neverland. And the house gets struck by lightning. His battery generators power up. He pulls the lever. It opens a portal to Neverland. But as it closes,
But wait.
this woman comes through. It's the daughter of Captain Hook and her evil little fairy. She recognizes Peter and starts trying to kill them with all her she's got a magic wand. They manage to teleport her miles away using their device, but the daughter of Captain Hook is causing havoc around London. By the way, this is set in 1930s.
Of course. Where else?
And so Frankenstein says, we've got to do something. Peter says, but I can't remember how to fly. Maybe you need a little bit of magic. And they see where the evil fairy fell, and there's a little bit of fairy dust. And so Peter pulls out, he's a grown-up now, so he's not a kid. He's like, I've forgotten how to fly.
I'm so lost.
He
Keep going. Don't stop.
He has to put back on his Peter Pan outfit, but he can't think happy thoughts. He's too... And so Wendy's like, don't worry, I've got this.
He's totally... And this,
You're going
I
to
was-
think happy thoughts.
I was wondering. I was like, where does the fucking come in? And
Sally.
here it is.
Yeah, I mean, there are like 7 episodes of this thing. That's just one.
What in the F?
So he comes all over her face and is like all happy, starts flying. He's like, I'm doing it. Flies off, fights Hook, but gets killed. She kills him.
Oh.
Dead. Fucking dead. And so Frankenstein is like, I'm going to have to gather the heroes of the world to fight this bitch. And so we come to a female version of who's Dracula's nemesis? Who's the vampire hunter?
Oh God, what's his fucking name? Van Helsing.
Van Helsing, yeah, female Van Helsing, and her assistant Alice, who used to be in a mental institute because she thought she went to Wonderland. So she's nuts.
I'm
has
gonna
a
have
massive
to watch
hammer.
this.
Recruits Van Helsing after she's dealt with a vampire. We then go to Africa where we see it's not Tarzan and Jane, but it's Jane, but she's like Indiana Jones meets Lara Croft
Cool. Yes.
Yeah.
fighting
Lara Croft.
Nazis.
You know what? I was thinking about
hunting
asking,
down
is there any way
Tarzan.
you've worked Nazis into porn? But you've answered it, so carry on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Done everything.
Good
Done
enough.
everything. Fighting Nazis, meets Tarzan, fucks Tarzan, but then and then Frankenstein's like, you gotta come back with me. And so she's joining the gang, and then they all kind of gang up like the Avengers trying to fight Hook and her army of pirates from Neverland. And then Tinkerbell comes and joins them, but she's like a warrior fairy. It's fucking epic.
Right.
It is the most epic porno.
That's tomorrow's
I've ever made.
afternoon's watching sorted, I think.
And once you'd put down the Peruvian shouting powder, and after you finished writing this,
After I made it, I turned it into a children's novel. It's available
you
on
are
Amazon.
fucking kidding me.
Look up on Amazon, League of Frankenstein. There's a book there.
So you just remove the sex and
Well, I mean, I rewrote the entire thing just without any sex. It's just, family friendly. I just like the plot in so much. I think it's the only time that a porn script has been turned into a children's novel.
I don't know how to spell Frankenstein.
League of Frankenstein.
There you go.
No way.
By Rick Bush.
No, let me see. Let me see.
Available on audio as well.
Yeah, available on
You
audio.
did you do the voices for it as well?
No, I hired someone.
Ah, you bastard.
Should have.
Should have. I was going to
just
say,
done it myself.
your voices, you could have
Yeah,
done all of
yeah.
them.
We can have a paperback.
Yeah, you
Can
can
we
buy
order
the
one?
paperback.
Yeah, I'll order one.
in the words, fuck it, the podcast is paying. Well, Big Bad
Chief's
Boris.
going to be like, what the fuck have you ordered?
Well, Big Bad Boris, that's an answer for you. Thank you. Next one, a bit more simple question. Chrissy B asks, how much is the running cost of a porn studio? But we've sort of spoken about that before. Do you have, say, a studio, or are you more shooting on set?
So I don't really own a studio. So Danny D has his production company, and
Okay, we've ordered it. So there we go.
very nice. And he
I'll read
does
it
all
to
the
my,
producing and stuff.
nieces.
So I don't know. I know that there's a lot of money going in because the budgets that he deals with are very big for Brazzers and Digital Playground. So there's a lot of money spent on the scenes and the movies that we do. I'm not exactly sure what
It
they would
sounds
be, but
it
it's
sounds
a lot. It's a lot.
Right, next one comes in from famous Afro J.
Is there a scene that you have refused to film?
Stuff that you've turned down.
I mean, I turn down stuff, but usually it's because of
Time.
Like I just, I enjoy not working, and I work a lot. So if I ever get the chance to not work,
Yeah. Yeah, touch. Yeah, I know the score.
I grab that.
Right, the next one comes in from just about everyone.
And including Sean the Chef, that.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
The sponsor of this episode. Any jobs going, Shag?
Send in a picture of your penis to
the only
to
time.
In the Doghouse and just send all your penises to In the Doghouse and they will get in touch.
No, God, no. Please, for the love of God.
Is that because you don't want to feel inferior?
But if you got a 12-inch pipe, send it in. We can put you across.
only
Come
the-
on, if they've got a 12-incher,
Yeah.
you'd want to see that,
Yeah.
right?
Okay,
Send
yeah,
it across.
okay, yeah. Put it on Discord. You got to be a patron to do that. £1.25 a month. Come on, let's go.
You're welcome.
Thank you. What a nice little lead in that was. Next one comes in from Jay Dizzle. Are stunt cocks and fluffers a real thing?
No.
There we go. I knew it. I fucking knew it. I knew it was a bloody urban legend.
I think fluffers might have been a real thing back in the day,
What
like
the fuck's
70s.
fluffers?
So
A fluffer would be a girl who would keep the male talent hard
During.
whilst he's waiting for them to get set up. I guess if
Right.
you're shooting back on film or something in the 70s,
Yeah,
then
you
it
do
takes
have,
a
like-
little bit
yeah.
of time. You're setting up and the guy's like, I just need a hand getting hard. So maybe, but these days, no.
not so much of a thing. Right, next one, Marlon.
Others. What's the worst fuck up you've seen on set?
I think that's
I think-
probably
well, I think
covered in
we've
the-
already,
in the,
Yeah.
in the broken leg nearly incident.
Sure.
All right, next one, Rob the Knobhead. How is the industry standing up with OnlyFans, or is it more a case of not standing up against, but more working with OnlyFans?
I think the industry is evolving right now. So back in the day, it would be the studios who would hire the models. And now the models
They're
have their
hiring-
own platform to
They're
sort of sell
almost
themselves.
hiring the studio
Yeah.
in a way.
And it's all about social media and it's all about hyping yourself. So if you have a big Instagram following, if you have a big
TikTok.
TikTok following and you have an OnlyFans, then you're going to do really well on OnlyFans.
yeah.
She's been plugged a few times on here, but Rebecca Goodwin is like an absolute,
Yeah.
you know, a template for that.
Try-
Yeah,
Triflecta.
that's the template. If you want to see someone who does well on OnlyFans because they are just genuinely a personality that you want to watch, you want to see what they're going to
Fucking
do.
hilarious.
And I'm so glad that I can sort of bring that kind of energy to the porn scenes that she makes because her TikToks are hilarious and you want to see what's going on. You want to like, what's she going to do next? And we want to do the same with her porn scenes. Like, okay, what is she going to do next? She's doing Lord of the Rings. Okay, how are we going to top that? Oh, we'll top it.
I'm gonna say even some of her TikToks were hilarious. She followed us today, so I was having a little skim through, and one of her little Instagram reels was this bloke was like, "Have you ever made pasta before?" And she just goes, "No, but I fell in love with when I was 13. I thought I fell in love with it on the Habba Hotel. Turns out I was 13 years old, and he was a fucking paedophile, and I got fingered behind Quicksavers." And that was it. And I just fucking died. Not a grovely great story, but the way she told it, fucking hilarious. Next one's from the Mad Pineapple. I think we've kind of already established this. Who is the Guy Ritchie of porn? And by the stack of pornography to my right, and looking at all the stuff that you've created,
the
Mr.
main
Dick Bush,
character there.
I'd say that's you fucking legend.
I have made Guy Ritchie porn. We did a lot of that stuff for Television X.
Again, Snatch, not something you can do. The bastard stuff.
They took that title, damn it.
Right, Marlon, what's the next one?
Right. Like, do you get a vetting process for men coming to work in the industry?
I've not really. So there's two sections. Like back in the day, it was different. Right now, it's completely different. Back in the day, when I was working for Relish, we would get people phoning up saying, I want to do porn. We would bring them in to the studio, sit them down, interview them with a camera, and then say, okay, get hard and ejaculate.
What, just on command?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, no,
Yeah, like, okay.
Can they watch porn, or is it literally just sit there and
Yeah, just sit there and get hard and ejaculate. Go for it. But we,
you horrible guys?
yeah, no,
Yeah,
we
but
were
that's
kind
the
of
shit
horrible.
you need.
So
you have to be. I suppose.
Harry, you remember Hazabigan? he would sit down.
From
I
this is
would
back in
film
the
these
television.
things.
Is this Television X days?
No, this is before Television X. This would have been the adult channel days. So for Relish. This guy, Christian, came in. He's like, I want to be a porn star. Harry's like, okay, come through next door. Rick, bring the camera. We're going to film this. And sits him down. Harry sits down opposite and then picks up a megaphone. Literally, he sat right here and goes, okay, Christian, so if you'd just like to tell us a little bit, and he'd start asking a question with a megaphone this far away from him, completely straight face. And I'm like, was he keeping a straight face? Christian is just confused, but answers the questions. And he goes, okay, if you'd just like to take your clothes off and look sexy. He's like, what do you mean look sexy? Just look sexy, Christian. Look sexy. Look into the camera. Look sexy, Christian.
But this is the kind of pressure that you'd be under shooting a porn
that's
film.
it.
I think that's what he's trying to replicate there.
A little bit. I think he's also
fucking with them just to be a fucking dick.
I think so.
Toucans also asked, do you think I get some part-time work so I can pay the food bills for my 400 kids?
Maybe. We hire a lot of extras at Brazzers and Digital Playground. So we make movies which require extras, and they just need people to come in for a day, do a bit of acting. Sometimes you're a jealous husband. Sometimes you're a space pirate.
You never know to be a space pirate.
Well, he's in. Do you reckon that me and Marlon could come on as extras? Just once.
Yeah.
Just to come on and just be like, oh fucking hell. Here's the sink you ordered. Sink. I was halfway between plumber and pizza man.
I want to be a space pirate.
I'm working for Victoria Plumbing in my porn in my mind.
Yeah. Tell you what, why don't you leave the script writing to me? And
you just come on and hold what I say you to hold and say the 3 words I fucking tell you, Rich.
Exactly.
All right. Next one comes in from A. Perry. What is your favorite category to direct and why? Ooh.
So what do they mean by category?
If you imagine if you went on a tube site and there's drop down list.
From
your point of view,
cosplay, I guess it would be under. I love it when we get to do costumes and dress up and create sets and things like that.
Like that. So Zach Willis has asked, have you ever fucked a porn star?
I think we kind of answered that in the what is the most mental thing to happen to you on a night out, but we'll leave that kind of
when people when they're at work, they tend to see a lot of people at work, and if you're single and another person at work is also single and you like that person, you like each other, sometimes
shit goes down.
Yeah, that's the same with every workplace. And
I suppose, I never really looked at it that way. Yeah, you would do.
It's just a different job. But I'm not sleeping with these people because...
No, of course not. Because when I saw that, I was like, we don't shit where you eat, do you? Like, that is a really horrendous way to say that.
No, don't shit where you eat.
Yeah, certain people do.
All right, and the last one's from Dirty Diesel. Says worst injured and poor set. I think we've covered that. Now, just quickly before we end, I thought I'd dig a little bit further into the life of Dick Bush.
Oh wow!
So I got in touch
with your mum.
No, I got in touch with somebody, and I said, "Yo, your boy Dick's coming on to record with us tonight. Got any funny stories I can catch him off guard with?" And said person replied, and you'll be able to guess this within about the first 3 sentences. The first time I met him, he was filming an anal scene with me and Danny D. Danny D has a 12-inch cock, and I was nearly in tears. So Dick held my hand while I was getting fucked.
I did. I did hold her hand.
By his mate. Shout out to Rebecca Goodwin. Oh my god! So I can. Well, I'll be honest. I'm a man. Like Snaker said it before. I'm stealing his quote. I feel guilty when my finger slips through the paper. So I think I probably need my hand held if I was getting fucked in the ass.
I could just she was just like she was a pro. She was like it was going in, and her hand was like here, and she was like gripping the duvet, and it was like it wasn't enough.
Just needed an actual person touch.
So literally, I just moved the camera in a little bit, and just so her hand was out of shot. I just held her hand, as Danny slowly penetrated her from behind. That was the first day that I met her. Yeah,
You're gonna be okay. We're gonna make you a czar.
exactly.
The next story, next sort of tale we've got, you've already covered. You've almost outed yourself. It said he's a proper nerd. Every time we make some sort of porno, he has to have some sort of gun involved. Last time it was a Nickelodeon slime blaster gun.
There you go. There's that Nickelodeon slime blaster gun.
Paying
we
for itself.
we do need to get one for the wall, I think.
Over and over again. Marlon, would you like to take the last one from Rebecca?
What she's wrote is he's that much of a geek that the whole top floor of his house is a spaceship that he built himself using egg cartons and plastic crates.
What?
Pretty
Please
much.
elaborate.
So I'd just broken up with my girlfriend a few years ago, and I had this thought in my head about turning the entire top floor of my house, it's 3 levels, like top floor, into like a spaceship looking thing, and that's where I'd have my office. I thought that would be a really cool looking
A
office.
little bit of
Yeah.
fucking me space.
Yeah,
Like
and
a
it's
man
just, It's just
cave.
it's a little project for me to do.
About
It'll
4
take a
levels
little bit of
above a
time.
cave, yeah.
Exactly. And
AV on the
and when we
side.
broke up, it was like she was always going, "No, don't do that," because when my daughter comes around, she needs to sleep somewhere. What are you talking about? And I was free. I was like, "Hey, I can do this.
You can
now.
do you,
I can
boo.
do what
Yeah.
I fucking want now.
So I decided to turn the top floor of my house into a spaceship. So did that over 3 months, using crates and I don't think there's egg cartons in there, but there's a lot of trash. Like it's just rubbish. There are definitely Easter egg cartons.
Do you go to throw things in the bin and go, no?
Ah.
That's a control
for a good
panel.
few months, my parents were going, Rick, I've got these. Do you want these? I'm like, yep,
That upturned milk tray fucking innard looks like a
Yep.
control panel.
exactly. So I'm attaching these things to cardboard pieces, and then I'm spray painting them, and I'm dry brushing them, making them look all weathered and stuff, and they go up on the wall. And I mean, you've seen the trailer to Star Wars.
Yeah, that's you are quite the set
Is that
designer.
Is Star Wars filmed in your
in my house. Yeah.
No fucking way!
Yeah.
Holy shit! Saving a fortune on locations. Look at your man here. He's fucking got it down pat.
You need to send us some photos.
Oh, this is incredible. Dick, mate, I think we're fucking fit to boogie. Honestly, thank you so much for making the trip down here. Thank you for
You are welcome.
My
This
mind
was
has been
so much
blown.
fun.
I've had the best time. I haven't laughed
haven't
like
stopped
this.
laughing.
My fucking face hurts. My forehead hurts. I got a stack of porn next to me. A load of fag butts.
We're living the dream,
I've
mate.
got an AVN here.
We've made it.
We've made it. We've made it. Honestly, no, Dick, really appreciate it, man. I think that's it. Massive shout out to Sean the Chef, sponsor of this episode. If you want to hit him up at Sean the Chef 1 on Instagram, get yourself some fucking delicious, awesome goodness and all that fucking good shit. UK
Get
postal
one of the
delivery.
cheesecakes. Get one of the cheesecakes.
They are legit. He's also Easter, so he's doing what they like Scotch eggs, but with like
Oh,
cream eggs in the
yes.
middle. Oh yeah, absolute incredible shit. So yeah, I think that's it. Anything else to add, Marlon?
No, I think I'm
No.
done, mate. Love you all.
No, sweet.
You're
All
all
right.
scumbags.
Without any further ado, up in Reg.
I've been Marlon.
And I'm Dick Bush.
Stay hydrated, stay caffeinated, stay motivated, people. Catch you on the next one. Cheerio.
You forgot the most important one. Stay fucking moist.